Don't sweat. Yeah, it's pretty good. But for coaching purposes, you want to be high because you can't really set the spreads.
Yeah, that's good. It's even tough when you
Yeah, you don't see that. There'll be some things just done as well enough for back in the day. Like just wouldn't pass any really well.
Yeah.
Fall out of it.
Yeah. So where are the people there over there?
So in through there is Andrew McGuinness and the timekeepers in there control of that. So
yeah, no, it's good.
It's not great for this business, it's not for coaching. For me, because I can hear everything that's going on. Whereabouts you got to park?
I haven't yet, I'm just parked there. I was just walking along here. I was just about to ask the bloke in the ute just here, this big white one, if he can move across a foot and then I'll fit in between these two. Last week I was in a fucking forward pocket for the first quarter. I just can't see shit. So I got to see
all the blokes are upstairs there. You can get up to going through the pub rooms on the side and go upstairs through the change rooms. They wouldn't care for that there because that's one big up in the room. Just the old.
I was going to say that as well.
Yeah, because I think the guys when Fitzy and that used to sit up there. And the other first met these down at Summit, so that's the news. So I assume that Brez and Stubbsy, if he gets out of the office, does the same thing. So I just go for a stroll over.
Brez is in North Hobart Vale at that game, Tigers Cats. It's just their media box is nice.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Air conditioning.
Yeah, well, last year they had set up that
Yeah. Yeah, it's
like big pump and everything.
Yeah, you're bloody in the middle of the wing, overlooking the ground. I think this should be a good game.
Yeah, well, I just the DALY. North London smacked it.
Did they?
Brown.
In there too, is there anyone else?
Everyone's in. Well, they like
Macro.
When I do just This is sure and Poland and that have all got the rain in 3 or 5 months. Oh, I haven't really been playing it.
The line is. Do they have a line in TSL there?
I have no idea. I'm not a sports gamer, so I don't know how it works. I don't know predictions.
Yeah, I'll have a look.
I reckon they've come down in the last hour. They're probably just 5 games.
What colour tops do North London wear?
That's yellow one, same as the DALY boys. But I think they'll probably get up with the DALY boys and wear the same socks, which means if you're up around with 3 blokes on, you get handball.
I can just buy yellow socks as well. Instead of keeping the fucking bombs on. You get sick of standing when you used to.
30 minutes before them, sit down for 5 minutes with your feet. Go.
So the Breno and the other fella, are they together where they're watching from?
Yeah, probably just into it right now. Just got to go to those, isn't it? Yeah, so they're next to each other. Doing that thing. Just it's just a cost for that. Try to be an RT in here, but you can't say it.
Yeah.
Not pay like guys with quite poor life and houses over the years, I'm sure it's pretty good.
Right, see if one of these lads is...
Yeah, exactly as you. Alright, I'll talk to you after.
Good afternoon and welcome to SkyBus Oval in beautiful Lauderdale for this round 2 Tasmanian State League clash. A battle of the Bombers between Lauderdale, the home team, and North Launceston. My name's Brent Costello. Great to be with you on Saturday afternoon TSL. Thanks to the DALY Potato Co. for the live stream assistance this year. Joining me in the commentary box for the second week running is Andrew Cooling. Drew, good afternoon.
Yeah, pleasure to be here, Brent, for this big Bombers v Bombers clash. North Launceston have been a power of the State League for a number of years, but quite a few departures over the off-season from last year. Might just bring Lauderdale right into the contest. Didn't get the start to the season they were looking for last week at home against the Tigers, so they'll be looking to get their first 4 points of the year up against North Launceston outfit, who pretty comfortably accounted for Glenorchy in week 1.
Yeah, they did 110 points was the margin at UTAS Stadium last weekend. Of course, all teams, particularly North Launceston this afternoon, lose a host of Tasmania Devils under-18 players as well for this clash. And the coach, Brad Cox-Goodyear, had some interesting words to say about that during the week. He said they're off to a practice game and a bit of a leadership team group bonding day in Campbelltown, and Brad Cox-Goodyear said that they should be playing footy while they have the opportunity. So they'll be missing those particular players today, but it should be a cracker, this one. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, pretty overcast skies, as you can see. The rain may well play a factor as the afternoon wears on. We obviously know the wind was a massive factor at the ground here last week, so we'll see if that has any impact on proceedings. But looking forward to this one, and a big game for both these sides, who could be fairly closely matched on the ladder this year. Certainly Lauderdale won't want to start 0-2 with 2 home games to start the year. Pretty important that they get 4 points here this afternoon, I'd have thought. And a good opportunity to do so. As you say, North Launceston missing a few of those Devils players, which will be quite the blow. We'll see if they can overcome it. They've still got plenty of class players throughout the outfit. Not quite the depth of previous seasons, but the likes of Stingle and Cox-Goodyear in particular, they're going to be vital to their fortunes this afternoon.
A couple of players I'm looking forward to having a look at this afternoon for Lauderdale is Alan Christensen, one of them on the screen there. As you can see, missed last week due to a carryover suspension from last season. And Jaden Magro, who comes in for his first game for Lauderdale this afternoon. You won't miss him. He's wearing the number 17 today and has been a very good player all over the country for a number of years.
So we're off and underway here. The Bombers will get the first clearance through Sam Siggins. He had 9 of them last week, and he immediately gets the breakaway here. Unable to mark it, though, was Harry Richmond. And taking it away will be a Hearn for the Bombers. He will swing them forwards, but the intercepting mark taken back there for Lauderdale. I'm going to have to stop myself saying Bombers here instinctively today, Brent.
Yes.
As this one's just whacked down the line. The spoil comes from behind from big Alex Lee. And out of play for a throw-in.
Yeah, you're right, the Battle of the Bombers. It is interesting having 2 Bombers in the same competition. Lauderdale, the Cats for so long. There was a bit of rumour going around that they might go back to the Cats, but nothing seems to have happened there at this point. So we wait the ball in. 2 rucks go at it. It's one down by Smith. Ball's going to trickle towards the boundary again. Picked up in the end by Simpson. Big tackle there from Christensen, and he's been pinged for holding the footy. Advantage paid to the Bombers. They go inside 50 for the first time this afternoon. Richmond flew. Ball spills out the back. And now a chance for the Bombers. McGuinness gets the handball over the top to Reece Sutton. Sutton looks at goal. That's across the face. Well and truly and out of bounds on the full. Was he going to get the free kick here? Let's see what happens here. No, it is coming back by the look of it to Reece Sutton. So he'll have the shot on goal here and try and get his team off to the best of starts. Been a good player for a long time, Reece Sutton. Slight angle here, right behind this kick. We'll know straight away how it looks. Off the boot, that looks deadly accurate. And no, it's not. It's off to the left for a minor score. So a little let off there for North Launceston.
Swung late, that one.
Did. Look good.
Very nice off the boot. 22 touches and led his team for ranking points last week. Sutton off to a good start to the season as that one's gone a long distance. So perhaps the wind will be a factor. North Launceston with their hands over the top. It's a chance for Pearce. He saunters inside 50 and lets fly from 40. It's drifting just across the face. And in 2 kicks, they've gone coast to coast there. So perhaps you'd suggest North Launceston with a bit of a wind advantage early.
We saw that last week, didn't we? There was definitely one scoring end here at SkyBus Oval as it's brought back in. Here's Sutton again, takes the mark. left half back, the Southern Bombers. So you can get away with it, Drew. The Southern Bombers and the Northern Bombers, if you want to roll with the team nickname. Ball comes to the commentary side wing. At the back, Richmond gets the footy. Off to Walsh now. He works it forward, bouncing inside the centre square. Spills out the back door. Siggins. And North Lonnie get the footy. Good handle out from Ahern. And they're away now on the outer side of the ground. Here's Tom Bennett, Premiership superstar from the Bombers. Trickles it towards the boundary and cries for deliberate. And looks like it'll be paid.
Yeah, of course, insufficient intent, the rule of that one these days. Just got to make every effort to keep it in play, and I think his intent was pretty clear there. He was looking for the boundary, no one in the vicinity, so Lauderdale will take over and send it up towards centre wing. It's a good strong mark there, drifting in from the sides. Will they get it moving quickly here? The Bombers, they will. Richmond presented up nicely. His skill's not quite as good, but it found its way through to Stanley in the end. Handball over the top, looking for Siggins. He'll send them inside 50 here. Deep, he pumps them. It's a one-on-one at the top of the square. McGuinness, too strong. He's been shifted forward this week, and he'll have a pretty regulation chance here to kick the first of the afternoon.
Yeah, I spoke to Dan Willing about Josh McGuinness playing forward at the press conference during the week, and he did get tried up forward at times last season. Didn't quite work the way they wanted it to early in the game last week, so they switched him around again, but here he is, the chance to get the first of the afternoon.
Josh McGuinness, 20 out directly in front. And splits the middle. It's a good start for the home side here. Lauderdale get the first goal of the afternoon. They're 1-1-7, leading North Launceston one behind. And a key player this year will be Josh McGuinness. And hits the scoreboard here. They're only multiple goal kicker last week, and he gets the first this week.
Yeah, very good player. We know that. And just the start the home team was after. 1-1-7 to one behind. A couple of other games on this afternoon around the state. Got Launceston hosting Glenorchy at Windsor Park, and then a really interesting one at North Hobart Oval, a neutral venue this afternoon, with Clarence hosting the Tigers there, because obviously the cricket wicket only was finished up with last Sunday with the WNCL final at Blunston Arena, so they're still a few weeks away from having a home game, I reckon, Clarence. And restart in the middle. Two rucks go at it again, and the whistle's blown here, and we'll take the footy back. It will go the way of North Launceston and Ben Simpson. Got the helmet on this afternoon. Here's Cox Goodyear. First time we've called him this afternoon. That kick's gone straight down the throat of the Bombers defender though. So still some really big names in this North Launceston lineup. We've got Alex Lee and Cox Goodyear and Bennett and Event, who's not playing this afternoon. The ball's turned over here. Dale get it back though. Walsh pushes it wide, and they're away here. Lauderdale, Siggins, handball over the top. Ball centred now. Here's Walsh coming through. He's taken high, advantage paid. It is indeed. Up it goes to, well, another great mark from Harry Richmond. Big, strong Jukes out in front. The Bombers look towards goal again. Goes deep to the square. McGuinness out the back. Did he touch it, or was it the kick off the boot? Regardless, it's a goal to Lauderdale again. They've got their second of the afternoon. And they're off to a hot start here at SkyBus Oval. Yeah, perfect start to the afternoon for Lauderdale. That one just skipping through a few legs there and bouncing all the way across the line. So I don't think McGuinness got a toe to it.
I think it clean bowled him. And once it was out the back, the defender out of the picture. It's the dream start this for Lauderdale.
It is a dream start, Drew. They'll be pretty happy with that. Particularly, as you say, we're trying to work out which way the wind was going earlier.
Yeah, it seemed to impact kind of that kick out of defence, and we'll have to wait and see. They're not really struggling to move the ball at the moment, Lauderdale, so perhaps not as prominent as last week, as they win another centre clearance here, but no real distance on it, just thumped forward along the deck and should be able to clear here North Launceston. But getting into a little bit of trouble there was Nicholas. Eventually he bounces clear and chips sideways, and they can just relieve a little bit of pressure here and try and get a hold of the ball as Griffiths sends them up towards centre wing. Was looking for Gibson, wouldn't sit for him, and just rather deliberately scooping out a play there was Rackett. He gets away with it though, and we'll have a throw in on centre wing. The home side leading by 2 goals. A good start from them, as we'll come back into play, and Smith will compete against Lee. 2 big fellas going at it, just thumped forward by Lee. found a teammate in the end. Handball just about manufactured by Gibson. Trying to skip free, good hands from Sulzberger, but picked out Patton, who'll swing Lauderdale forwards and in the direction of Franklin. Couldn't quite bring it down. McGuinness was there, but taking it away is Ahern. He kicked it straight into Siggins, and it's going to come right back the other way here. Just bouncing into a tackle was McGuinness. He took the man on. He's surely gone here, Josh McGuinness, and holding the ball paid. Just tried to brush him off with strength, and in the end, good defensive tackle laid, and the Bombers will take over at half back.
Now this man, what a superstar he is, the reigning Alistair Lynch medalist as the league best and fairest. Changing his role up this year, Brad Cox-Goodyear. Won't play as much on ball and try and coach the team behind the play. He's been a good player though for such a long time, Brad Cox-Goodyear. His resume almost unrivaled. Jay Bowden will be the only one that have something similar or better than Brad Cox-Goodyear in the competition. Big fly, ball spills out the back though. Numbers are with both teams here really. It's picked up really quickly by Nicholas, and now a chance for North Launceston's goal, the first goal of the afternoon, punched across the face of goal for a minor score.
It's a decisive fist there. Absolutely thumped that one. So Lauderdale will look to clear the defensive area, looking in the direction of Richmond, and why not? He's already clunked a couple of good contested marks early in this one. He fumbles this one out of play for the throw-in, but just presenting up at the ball nicely early on is the centre forward Richmond, giving him a really good target and presenting up. Impressed with his opening 10 minutes here. Once again, Lee and Smith go at it. Lee wins this one down nicely to Stingle. Stingle inside 50, but it's a poor kick and easily intercepted there by Blake Smith, who's sitting back in the hole. And he takes his time and eventually will just kick to a contest in the direction of the ruckman. Couldn't quite bring it down, Smith, and it'll be North Launceston taken away. Alan Christensen looking to get involved for the first time. Strong tackle laid and a ball up at half back.
A couple of changes for the name teams this afternoon. Josh Williams and Will Poland, a couple of big outs for Lauderdale. Alex Continenza and Blake Smith into the lineup, and a big loss for North Launceston with Jack Event not playing, but Kobe Evans coming in this afternoon as they work it forward again. North Lonnie spills out the back. Numbers with Lauderdale. It ends up in the hands of Theo Ives, who looks at goal and kicks it for the Northern Bombers.
A good response. They get there first of the afternoon. Ives, instinctive stuff there. Splits the middle. It was a good kick. And they get on the scoreboard there with their first goal of the afternoon. Needed that one just to settle into the game. And you mentioned Event. There's going to be a big out. Just a lazy 32 touches for him last week. So big hole to fill in that midfield there.
I think he's one of the only players that played in all of those North Launceston premierships over the journey. He's been an absolute star for them for a very long time, Jack Event.
So we'll see how they try and cover his absence, but they get their first of the afternoon here to cut it back to 5 points. As ball up in the middle, one down by Lee. Good tackle laid by Christensen. Ben Simpson going absolutely nowhere. It was named at half forward, Christensen, but he started on the ball, and no surprise there. You want him impacting the contest as much as possible. This one down by Lee. Again, no real distance. A little hack off the deck. Eventually, Lauderdale will take it forward, sprawling on the ground. Unable to make it work, so it's going to come back the other way. Retreating is Stingle. He had a free man back there, so a good option just to retreat and then switch up the point of attack. It's Hay with some room to manoeuvre on the wing, trying to haul him down is Continenza, but Hayes taking it away and picks out a target. Lovely work there. Finds the man inside 50 and Farrelly, who can go back for around about 40 out and try and put his side ahead.
Quick, aren't they,
Yeah.
the Bombers, the Northern Bombers? There we go again. But, yeah, that was a nice passage of play, and chance now. And that's 52, is it?
Yeah, Walsh walked in the infringement zone there, I think Ned Shaw it might have been. And that is going to make an absolute certainty of it.
It will, and put the Northern side in front. Pops it through Hunter Farrelly, and all of a sudden, North Launceston lead it by a point.
Yeah, you don't want to be doing that. It's, swirly conditions. Going to be a tough kick from 40 out, 45 out. In the end, just made an absolute certainty of it, and they take the lead. So some poor discipline there from the home side, and Lauderdale, I'm sure the coach won't be pleased with that. The Bombers of the Northern variety take the lead here. 14-13, tight game early doors. But that was just set up by it was Stingler. Just had the intelligence just to retreat back, and that just opened up the point of attack for them there.
Yeah, wonderful player, Michael Stingler. We'll talk about him a little bit as the afternoon goes on, but this one's right inside the centre square, picked out by Siggins, off to Smith, and Christensen wasn't ready for the footy, and North Lonnie create the turnover. They work it forward again, inside 50 it goes once more. It's cleverly done by the Lauderdale defence. Bennett got it away. Might have been Pearce that had the kick at goal, and don't tell me, he's kicked it. North Lonnie up and about at SkyBus Oval. They get another one.
That's a remarkable goal. From tight to the boundary line, under pressure, just slams it on a boot. And the goal umpire did not move. What a beautiful goal, and what a response from the Northern Bombers here to conceding the first two. They have hit back and jumped out to a 7-point lead. So the home side, after a good start, just lost the last couple of clearances. And suddenly, the speed of ball movement just leaving him a little vulnerable, but that was really just pure magic from the boundary line there. Something from nothing. Pretty low percentage effort, but he gets the goal. And North Lonnie now with a 7-point lead. As this one's one down by Smith to Christensen. He was immediately tackled. They'll look to work it forward, trying to fend off. Tackle laid by Nicholas. And it's going to be holding the ball. Just caught with it there. It was Siggins trying to drive it forward, but Nicholas able to get him. His kick apparently went 15. Must have just been 15.
Just.
And they'll look to switch it out towards the wing here. One-on-one, it floats over everyone's head. And now a play for a throw in about the halfway point of the first quarter here. North Launceston holding sway. I think like last week, it's going to be one of those games where we're going to need the half-time to really judge, you know, how much of a factor the wind is in this one.
Yeah, we will indeed. So, wait the ball in. Hayden Smith had it all to himself. Walsh is there. Spills out the back, though, for Alex Lee, who pumps it towards goal, but way off the mark in the end and out of bounds on the full. Umpire's blowing the whistle here. So the free kick going the way of North Launceston by the look of things. And Ives will be the man to take it. Not sure what that was for, Drew.
Well, I mean, it was out of bounds on the full, so something must have been said, I can only guess.
Well, we know that they're clamping down on that in 2022 as Ives goes long to the top of the square. This one's going to go right to the goal line, but marked on the last line of defence by the Bombers, the Southern Bombers. Christensen, nice overhead grab from him. Great to see him back in the team this afternoon after missing last week through suspension. Great to have him in the TSL as well. He goes to the wing. Another good mark by North Launceston. This time it was Harvey Griffiths. He goes long now, but a bit of kick to kick here at the moment. It's taken by Nick Hooker. Walsh now, veteran of this Lauderdale outfit. He switches play to the commentary side wing, not his best work, Bryce Walsh, and that one bounces out for a boundary throw-in.
Yeah, just breaking down across half-back at the moment, Lauderdale. Looked up there, clearly didn't see anything down the guts he liked, so again we're forced wide. Credit to North Launceston for the way they're setting up behind the ball and kind of forcing them into these options, but there's a bit of a contrast in styles at the moment. North Launceston a little bit more pace, a little bit more direct, a little more uncertain at the moment. The Bombers. This one's one down by Hayden Smith, but it was straight to Ben Simpson, who will send that North Launceston inside 50 once more. A scrap for it. Good handball out, releases Evans, and he puts it wide. Maybe he should have done a little better there.
What a let-off.
3-3-21 they moved to, but it's a pretty good chance there.
Yeah, big let-off there for the Southern Bombers. No doubt about that. So they're on top here, North. Started this game beautifully on the road. This game, of course, was meant to be at Utah's Stadium this afternoon, but it got switched here to SkyBus with the two teams to play an AFL curtain raiser later this year before Hawthorn and Brisbane. Up it goes again. Siggins will get it out the back and see it straight over the boundary line.
A smart option there from Siggins. Had nothing on. Thought,
nowhere to go.
Step over and reset.
So Alex Lee and Hayden Smith. Lee got first use on that occasion. Ball spills to ground. Getting out cleanly. It does in the end. It's North Launceston who win it. Mark taken there in the end. Lennon Marlin. Not much on offer for him at the moment. Decides to send a wobbly kick forward, and that's picked off by Fletcher Bennett. He moves quickly. Harry Bales has it now for North. Sends it inside, and that's a good grab in the end. Oh no, it wasn't paid. Still with North Launceston. Sutton got boot to ball and works it out. Heads to the Smith direction, bounces over his head. Alex Lee fisted it away. Hugging the boundary now is Lee. He gets it back inside 50. Ball still with North Launceston. Tom Bennett now, the superstar forward. Might see a free kick here, and we will. Looks like it'll be going to Will Gibson for a shot on goal.
Yeah, just dumped after he got rid of it there. And again, just a little sloppy with the discipline in defence at the moment, Lauderdale. They're their own worst enemy right now at the back. And a tough angle, but the wind's blowing to this pocket, so if he just sets it out there at left-hand goal post, might be able to bend it back.
Well, if he can get this, it'll be some start for North Launceston, and not on this occasion. That's through for a behind, so it takes the Northern Bombers to 22 to Lauderdale 13. Almost time on in this opening term. Saturday afternoon TSL on the Daily Potato Co live stream. Hope you're enjoying the coverage wherever you're listening to us or watching us in Tasmania, Australia, or right around the world.
This one is again a pretty ugly kick out defence. Turned it straight over to Bales, who opts not to shoot. Instead, just chip one short. It might still work out for Bennett. Well, they might somehow get out of jail here, Lauderdale.
What just happened?
They are butchering it off half back, and then another free kick given away. This time it looks like it's against Oscar Shaw, and this will be a goal. So, I mean, just gotten off the hook. They're going to give him a goal, and Thomas Bennett surely can't miss from 10 metres out.
Well, he won't. Absolutely no chance of that happening.
An absolute Monty, you'd imagine, here for Thomas Bennett. He should come in and extend the lead to 15 points. Made the umpire work, but he gets the goal and then cleverly just gets in the grill of the opposition, trying to go to another free kick, I reckon, right there. So 28 to 13.
Needed the Benny Hill music there for a moment, didn't we?
Yeah,
I'm not sure why the North Launceston player didn't have a shot either.
Yeah, that was a strange decision. They get the goal anyway, but it let them off. But, geez, it's some pretty shoddy work off half-back at the moment from Lauderdale. They've butchered it multiple times. Our scoreboard not updating there. Apologies, just tuning in. 28 to 13 is the score. Not really sure what's going on there.
Back in the middle, Smith wins it down. Lauderdale need the next goal just to calm things down a little for them. But steaming through is Fletcher Bennett. They're quick, this North Launceston side, we know that. Still got the footy here, just outside the centre square. Pearce got it backwards, and they're going to go inside again here, North Launceston. And Tom Bennett, why is he all on his own? He'll go back and have another shot on goal.
And they're at 6s and 7s at the back right now, Lauderdale. And really just almost damage limitation mode for the last few minutes of this quarter. They are in danger of falling way too far behind, even with the win factor.
So Tom Bennett, star forward for this North Launceston side. That is dead eye straight. Umpire did not move. And North Launceston are off to an unbelievable start here. 21-point margin, 34 plays 13. Just over time on in this first term.
And Lauderdale kicked the first 2 goals of this match. They are off to a flyer. And boy, has this game done the most rapid of 180s. And they are making the most of their chances right now. They've gifted a couple of them through free kicks. But really in general play, you'd have to say it's all North Launceston at the moment. And probably good value for this lead. So over to Lauderdale. Can they find a way to respond? They're getting smashed out of the middle at the moment. Christensen, can he win a clearance? He can't. He's immediately wrapped up by Simpson. When they are getting first hands to it, there's immediately a North Launceston player tackling them at the moment. Able to win these clearances. Again, it's one down by Smith. This time, they're able to get a quick clearance forward, and it tumbles over all comers to the back. Tackle laid there by Stanley. He's clean. Drop that.
Gee whiz.
Umpire lets him get away with it. That was as clean a drop as you've seen.
I would have thought so. I would have thought so. Anyway, we go on. Harry Richmond into the ruck against Alex Lee. He was always going to win that one, Lee. Ball spills out the back door. Simpson to ground. That one's not coming out anytime soon. The umpire will ball it up. Speaking to Dan Willing during the week, he knew this is going to be a challenge. You can talk about all the players at North Launceston and lose all you like, but the system stays the same, as he said. And we've seen that on full display here this afternoon so far. Just desperately need the next goal here, Lauderdale. Up it goes again. Here's McGuinness. What can he do? Was he taken high? I would have thought so. Is he coming back?
He's killed ball, I think.
Oh, wow.
Jeez, I'll tell you what, they've been a little stiff on a few decisions here early on, Lauderdale. That looked well over the shoulder.
Josh McGuinness can't believe it.
Well, once he decided it wasn't over the shoulder, I guess he's got to decide it's holding the ball. But
yeah,
it did appear to be quite clearly over the shoulder.
I would have thought so.
So, in the back pocket. He's played on out of play here, though, so they'll get a throw in. And you mentioned Benny Hill music before.
Yes.
Another course for it right there.
Yes.
So Lauderdale, deep in this quarter, can they find a response and pull it back to 15 points, which might not be all that disastrous, given the potential for a slight advantage kicking to the other end here. In strong in the ruck was Lee. His kick was smothered. And this one's heading towards the line. Looked in the back there. Bryce Walsh just angling the body expertly, but this is about as tough a kick as you could possibly hope for given the win. So whether he opts to take the shot on or pick out a teammate, we'll wait and see. Might be best served just standing this one up or going short in the pocket. Opts against it. Tries to take the man on the mark on who wasn't buying what he was selling, but he finds a teammate anyway, and the mark is taken by Ed Stanley.
Good strong mark from Stanley. Spoke about him last week. He's going to play on here. Ed Stanley has a look at goal, sizes up the sticks. That's going to be offline. So probably just rush things a little bit there.
Yeah, I think to be fair to him, no one was on the mark and saw a chance to steal 10 metres, which with the win could be crucial. But yeah, in the end, put himself under a little bit of pressure.
So the ball at right back pocket for North Launceston. Lauderdale doing well to keep it in there, attacking into the ground after a dominant start to this game for North Launceston. Now, it looks like they're away here. Oh, the defender does well there for Lauderdale. It was Oscar Shaw. The guy's blowing the whistle here, and he will ball it up.
Saved a goal there, Oscar Shaw. There was 4 yellow shirts around him. If he
did very well.
Didn't win that, they were in all sorts.
Lee got it down to Siggins in the end. The ball, one out now by Stingle. Goes back inside 50 for North Launceston, but Lauderdale there to mop it up. They don't get too far with the footy though, Nat Franklin on that occasion. Another ball up. 20-point margin. SkyBus Oval. Hayden Smith did well, and now Christensen works it forward. But North Launceston through Pearce is there, and now here's a chance for Lauderdale to win it out, and they do through Siggins. To the wing, Cox Goodyear couldn't take the mark on that occasion. Harry Richmond does beautifully. Gets it off to Dylan Fife, who shrugs the defender. Moving forward now is Walsh. Walsh overruns it though, and now it ends up in the hands of North Launceston again.
And back they will come through the middle of the ground. It's Dingle assisting the options here. He'll chip it towards half forward. Bounced nicely for Evans. Handball off, found Farrelly. Farrelly sets sail for home and just comes up short. And they extend the lead to 21 points deep in the first quarter here. And that wasn't too far away, so Lauderdale have looked besieged at times in defence. And this is where they've had a bit of trouble trying to clear the half-back area. We'll send this one along in the Hayden Smith direction. Got hands to it, couldn't complete the mark. Going to shrug the tackle was Franklin. the handball out, and then they'll chip it down the line, and now perhaps a chance to build something through Sutton. He sends them into the centre corridor. Big ball in dispute here. It's picked up by Walsh. Quick hands with Clever. Now Christensen. He'll wheel them inside 50. He's got a man all on his own. It's a big chance for Marco. And he's really made a bit of a mess of the kick, got underneath it, and threw for a behind.
Now, first we'll look at Magro there. Couldn't finish off on that occasion, unfortunately for him. And here he is again. Takes the intercept mark. And he got here during the week, Jaden Magro. Comes with big raps too. I'll be thrilled to have him in this team for season 2022. He's going to load up from the paint of 50. Goes to the top of the square. McGuinness out the back, takes the mark. Josh McGuinness, was it touched? No. He's going to get paid the mark. So he's going to wheel around here, Josh McGuinness, and kicks the easy goal. And Lauderdale get one back, desperately needed. And there's that air raid siren, Drew, we heard a lot last week.
Yeah, big fan of it, as I said, and pretty. They could play it for both teams really here today. It's
yeah, they could. Yes, that's right.
Big response for Lauderdale. Josh McGuinness gets his second of the afternoon and just stops a run of 5 consecutive goals. They really needed that one just to stem the bleeding, and pulls it back to a much more manageable 14 points in the dying embers of the quarter here. And a good strong mark from McGuinness. Contested marks worth their weight in gold inside the forward 50. And a badly needed goal for Lauderdale. Can't be too long left in the opening quarter here as Smith jumped early. That allowed Lee to win the tap, and forward will go North Launceston. It's all too easy. Will Gibson just works his defender under the ball, takes the mark. And that was very, very straightforward stuff there. And Gibson for the immediate response. And kick from around about 40 out. Steers it. I don't know if he's got the distance. Off hands right on the goal line. And they'll look to clear the area. They go backwards to go forwards to the last line of defence, Oscar Shaw. And he used it well, Shaw. He found Continenza. It's composed at the back, which is not how you describe their play throughout this first quarter. And then Continenza found Patton. And he'll just look to slow things up a little, and then he'll finesse a little one. And just happy to run a little bit of clock here as we approach quarter time, I think, the hosts.
Yeah, absolutely. So Lennon Marlin now. And there is the siren for quarter time. So a really nice start to this game for North Launceston. 5-5-35, leading Lauderdale 21 at quarter time. Hot start for North Launty, as you said, Drew. The Southern Bombers kicked the first 2 of the game before a run of unanswered goals from the Northern visitors.
Indeed, as just some round-the-ground scores for you. The Tigers leading Clarence 27-11 at quarter time. I'm not sure if the app's updating correctly, but well done to Glenorchy if it is. But apparently it's 3 behinds to 1 behind in that game at quarter time, which seems a little unlikely, but that's what the TSL app is telling me, Brent, but I'm a little sceptical on that one.
We'll try and chase that up in the quarter time break. But as we said, a hot start for North Launceston in this one. 35 plays 21 at quarter time. Back with the second quarter very soon.
21 to 35 in front. Yeah, but they.
Welcome back to SkyBus Oval here in Lauderdale, where North Launceston lead this one by 14 points at quarter time. 35 plays 21. A really nice start for the Northern Bombers. Brent Costello with you. Drew Cooling alongside me. What do you make of that opening term, Drew?
Yeah, it was an interesting, wasn't it, Bruno? It was the home side, Lauderdale, who got the jump, kicked the first 2 goals, and were looking really good. And then all of a sudden, Launceston just started winning the ball out of the middle a little bit more. And once they got the ball inside 50, they were kind of locking it in that half of the ground. And for a good 15 minutes there, it was North Launceston absolutely dominating the contest, piling it on, kicked 5 goals straight. Probably could have had more, really. Kicked 5-5, dominated. And then, crucially, just before the break, McGuinness kicked his second to pull it back to 14 points. But unless they can start getting their hands on the ball a little more and just be a little bit cleaner coming off half back, North Launceston looking in command of this one so far.
Yeah, they are. Really impressive start with that Jack event today as well. We know they've lost a lot of players over the off-season. And Lauderdale have added to their team. We saw Jaden Magro there. Alan Christensen back in this afternoon, of course. We're almost set to go here for quarter number 2. Check on that score at quarter time from Windsor Park, Drew, and looks like Lonnie might have just kicked a goal. But Glenorchy right in the hunt there at the moment.
3-1, making a defensive grind maybe.
Maybe. So we're set to go for quarter number 2 here at SkyBus Oval. Lee and Smith go at it again. Here's Franklin. Now Siggins. They work at forward now, the Southern Bombers. Tapped away by Ned Shaw, and now inside 50. There's Josh McGuinness, kicked a couple, little toe poke from Josh McGuinness. How about this? Can he finish off? You betcha he can. That was some smart work all round for Lauderdale, and they get the first of the second quarter. Brilliant stuff from the Southern Bombers.
Well, we've seen 2 spectacular goals in the first quarter from the angle, and that was just genius, really, from the big fella. McGuinness just flicked it up.
Unbelievable.
From the deck, gets it back, snaps it through. He's kicked 3. Having a big impact on proceedings is Josh McGuinness. Pulls it back to 8 points, and what a start to the quarter. And he'll replay that one a few times during the week, I reckon, because that was really, really innovative stuff from the big man.
Just the start the Southern Bombers are after in this second term. Big punch down from Lee. Franklin's going to get there first, but he's chased down by the would-be tackler. Umpire's blowing the whistle here. And it'll come back. And looks like it's going to the Southern Bombers. And that Franklin will get the free kick.
So from half-back, Franklin assesses his options. Wants to go by hand, so they look to just move it with a bit of speed and purpose here. Luke Patton will send them inside 50 with a deep searching kick. Just scrapping away at ground level. Eventually Stingle got the handball out. There's Magro. Started to get a bit involved after he was kind of not unsighted in the first 20 minutes. The final 10 minutes he started to really come into the contest, and he's on, looks like a pretty tough tackling, pressure sort of player. He's not been shy in throwing the body in there as North Launceston clear to midfield. Well, that's a good mark taken by Lennon Marlin. He took 6 intercepts last week and he's taken a couple today. And that was well judged from Marlin. So he'll send them inside 50 once more. It's a searching kick. Maybe should have opted to mark there. Kerr left the door ajar for Christensen, who's just off target.
Yes, premiership player, of course, with your Cats, Drewy, Alan Christensen.
Oh, fond memories of Christo. They'll always have a special place in my heart, Bundy.
So North Launceston through the coach. Brad Cox Goodyear bring it out of defence, and that's a beautiful mark back with the flight. Ned Shaw plays on quickly. Bryce Walsh now with the football. So Lauderdale dominating possession early in this second term from SkyBus Oval. And that was a free kick. I thought there was a late whistle there, though.
Yeah, I think it was against Stanley for an unrealistic leap there.
And the Northern Bombers with the footy in their back line. Comes to the commentary side wing. Lee flew for it, but Hayden Smith did well, have a boundary throw in. Fife there in the number 1 this afternoon, just to make us commentators work for our money.
Just keep the same numbers moving forward, please, boys. Can't be switching up every week on us.
Jade Magro in the 17. Now here's North Launceston. Stingle got it out to Simpson. He's under a mountain of pressure there, Sulzberger. Out it goes again.
I'm willing to forgive Fife, though, because he's wearing the long sleeves, and I love the long sleeves.
I do too. I don't understand why people are against them. I reckon they look good.
Yeah, especially I think on this the Bombers jersey, it looks quite
Absolutely.
nice. I'm a big fan of them. Good enough for Jimmy Bartell, good enough for anyone, as far as I'm concerned, Brent. This one's tapped down. Fife looking to get involved, but it's going to be worked out of there by Lee. Handball from Hooker. But back to that man, Fife, and Fife now over the top to Siggins, who'll look to drive them deep in the McGuinness direction. And protected the space, but the ball just got held up in the wind a little for him and didn't quite drop where he was expecting, I think, there. But looming large in this contest is Josh McGuinness.
Yes, absolutely. 3 goals to his name already. It's all the Southern Bombers at the start of their second term so far. Almost 5 minutes deep. They trail by 7 points. Alex Lee won it down on that occasion. Stingle wrapped up. Ball spills to ground. Siggins now cleverly punched away, but only as far as Cox Goodger, whose kick was smothered off the ball. Here's Christensen. Alan Christensen gets another one. And it's a hot start for the Southern Bombers in quarter number 2.
Yeah, Christensen hitting the scoreboard, and look, it's the inverse of quarter number 1. Now it's North Launceston who are struggling to clear the ball out of their defence. It's Lauderdale who are getting the benefit on the scoreboard, and back within a point very early in at quarter number 2. And we've got a very interesting contest shaping up here at SkyBus Oval. And Lauderdale, well, they kicked the first 2 in pretty quick succession in quarter number 1, then really struggled for the next 15 minutes. So
what are you saying?
We'll see if they can go on with it this quarter, Brent. They've can't afford to let up. They started brightly, and it was a good response from North Launceston. But things might be more difficult in quarter number 2. So we'll see again. Smith just leaping under it, but was able to get back. Then he was kind of slung without the football. Play allowed to continue. Fell to Nat Franklin, who picks it up, slams it on the boot. Bit of an ugly looking kick, but making it work there was Magro. His handball out the side. Siggins looming. Can he pick it up here, Siggins? He does, but he's immediately besieged and then dumped well after he had the ball, with the umpire's called holding the footy. Oh, dearie me. A little unlucky there, I think, Sam Siggins.
Yes. So North Launceston bring it out of defence once more. 1 point lead now for the visitors. This one's worked up to the wing, in front of the Lauderdale coach's box. Marlin was there, but ends up with North Launceston. Ball spills to ground. Trying to work it out is Marlin. Ball up. Some big outs, as we said, this afternoon for Lauderdale, with Will Poland missing and Josh Williams as well. Poland was really good against his former team last week. Got the 1 vote in the Player of the Year. We see the free kick paid here to Bryce Walsh. He plays on quickly. Goes to the paint of 50. Nat Franklin out the back. What's Nat got for us? He kicks it forward. Bouncing ball, bouncing ball. Ed Stanley's lurking. Ed picks it up. He's got 2 tacklers and he's taken high there, surely. And he'll get the free kick, you would think. Did well there, Stanley. Had under a bit of pressure there with the 2 defenders. But he'll get his shot on goal.
Just slipping a little high. It was a bit of a hot potato there, the football, trying to bring it under his spell, but Stanley does so. And a tight angle here, but the wind should work it back if he just kind of aims at that left goal post. We'll see if he's learnt a thing from some of the earlier shots in this game.
Yeah, known goal kicker Ed Stanley. Remember he had a day out at UTAS Stadium a few years ago. Any wanders here at SkyBus Oval. The kick looks like it's across the face. It is, and through for a minus score. But that ties things back up here. 35 points apiece.
This one's chipped to Simpson in the pocket. He's got a man on over the top end, Nicholas. That's where he heads, and they'll work it up the wing. Deep kick, back with the flight, nicely defended, wins it back for Lauderdale. Now the handball over the top, found its way through to Marlin. His kick eventually gathered by Sutton and then worked it out to McGuinness. Forward they go. This one might take, it's the nutmeg, a horrible bounce there on Bennett. Might open up a chance here. Big opportunity for Ed Stanley. Got it off to Magro. Oh, he's got it, I think. He just about had enough on it. And Magro kicks the goal and puts Lauderdale ahead.
How long was that in the air for?
Geez, that had some elevation on it.
Gee whiz.
And it just dropped the right side of the line as far as the home side's concerned. They lead 6-5-41. North Launceston 5-5-35. Turning into a really entertaining contest, this one. Pretty free-flowing and free-scoring with 11 goals already scored in this one.
Bit of history there with Magro getting his first as a Bomber. As we said, comes with big raps, been playing up in the NWFL in the Northern Territory. And gets his first go in TSL footy, which is fantastic, as Lauderdale hit the front by a goal. So things have turned here. They've had all the possession in this second term, almost gone 10 minutes. We restart in the middle. Lee got it down only as far as Franklin, though. Another centre clearance here for the Southern Bombers. Inside 50. Defenders fly. Might be a free kick here. It is. An advantage being paid to North Launceston. Lee, it's coming back, is it?
It should. I mean, you can't have an advantage when every player stops.
Very good call, Drew.
Well done by the umpire to realise that and bring it back, I think.
So, Jacob Kerr with the footy. It's it wide to Mitchell Nicholas. He goes now and finds a target. Does well there and lands on the chest of Theo Ives, who kicked a goal earlier in the game. Cox Goodyear, that's not a great kick at all, and out it goes for a boundary throw-in. Probably not the one you want to mark up when you're kicking it to the coach, Drew.
No, missing him with a 15-metre pass in space like that. Not a great man to be missing. And yeah, pretty sloppy error, that one. Just a few basic errors starting to creep in to North Launceston's game here as the pressure is dealt up, as McGuinness slams them forward. Controlled by Harry Richmond. He's been impressive this afternoon, Richmond. Can he add a goal? It's Richmond. It's drifting across the face for a minor score. 6-42. They extend their lead to 7 points.
Really like Harry Richmond's work. Impresses me every time I call a Lauderdale game. Like what he brings to the table. Out it comes. Taken by Harvey Griffiths. It's a different looking North Launceston side in 2022. Very young, we know that, but a great win against Glenorchy last week to kickstart their campaign, losing all their Devils for this afternoon's game. Lauderdale by 7 points.
Smith against Ives in this contest, I think. Smith with a fair size and weight advantage on him here. Ives from behind. The umpire spotted something. It's going to be a free kick going the way of Lauderdale. They're holding off the ball perhaps there. Another thing they're looking at cracking down on this year. Sort of holding around the stoppages. As Walsh just chips it short. McGuinness has just pushed up the ground a little in this quarter and is starting to get a fair bit of it. Oh, that's a great mark taken there.
It's my man again.
Harry Richmond, geez, he's taken some nice marks today, and he sends them in the Christensen direction, spoiled away. Shaking the man on was Continenza. He's in a little bit of trouble, play allowed to continue. And then laying the tackle was Kenny. And they probably owed a decision there, so they get away with it. But ball up inside 50, and they're doing all the attacking at the moment. Lauderdale, as that one's won down by Theo Ives. He looked to handball away, but he's immediately wrapped up. Smother there, and the
pressure everywhere.
Pressure is on. It's hot in the kitchen right now at SkyBus Oval. This one's worked back to Hooker. He'll pump them inside 50 once more. McGuinness presenting, couldn't quite get it. Slamming on the boot was Kenny, made no purchase, but it found its way through to Christensen. Handball out for young Harry Richmond. And he keeps it in play. Found McGuinness. McGuinness, I think, were just happy to settle for a throw in, and that's what they'll get.
Has North only had an inside 50 this quarter? I don't think they have they?
No, I don't think so.
So it's been a dominant display from the Southern Bombers. 12 minutes into this second term. All the attacking, all the pressure. Smith, Franklin. They work it out here, the Southern Bombers. They do, through Kenny in the end. Ball ends up in the hands of Stingle, I think, and umpire's blowing the whistle. So a ball up right in Lauderdale's danger zone here. Simpson does well to work it out of danger. And they juggle it here, the Northern Bombers. Spills out the back door. Here's Magro. Not travelling too far here, the footy. Players dive all over the top of it, and we'll have a ball up eventually.
Competing there was Richmond, and swinging it forward, looking for that man again in Magro. He's starting to have an impact, and he'll line up for goal for around about 40 out. And after a slowish start, he's really starting to impact the contest. He looks a pretty tough customer, does Magro. Really strong at the ball, strong in the contest, and a strong pair of hands there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Geez, he's going back far enough.
Had some car troubles on the way down from the Northern Territory, Dan Willing was telling us during the week.
He'll set sail from 40 out here. Very considered approach, and then he sets sail for home. The goal umpire doing a lot of dancing, never a good sign. Offline, and 8 points the lead, so a couple of misses here, but firmly in control of this quarter at the moment, and it's North Launceston who need a response.
Yeah, different looking Lauderdale team in quarter number 2. There's no doubt about that as Cox Goodyear brings it out of defence. Big fly from Marlin. Lee does well for a big man off the ground. Wrapped up and ball up. Great to see look out there. Alan Christensen playing TSL footy. Could play anywhere in Australia after finishing his AFL career. Chose Tasmania. Great story. Simpson. It was hot. You heard the call there from the Northern Bombers players. Big tackle. And in the back was the call. Simpson will get the free kick. Talking to Brad Cox Goodyear about Simpson pre-season and singled him out as one of the ones that needs to step up now. He's been around the group for a while and has quickly become a senior player in this team.
Just a lazy 41 disposals for him last week. So
yep, well, stepped up he has.
Message received, I reckon.
Yes.
Certainly wouldn't be approaching that today. They've barely had their hands on the football in quarter number 2. And, geez, that's an awfully risky retreat there. Invites all sorts of danger. Simpson wrapped up and he's taken high. And that will let them off. But,
gee whiz.
Geez, I don't mind retreating for the switch, but kicking to a contest in your defensive 50, not a great option. And let off there, but, geez, very dicey. Simpson now will drive them towards the wing. Better looking kick, but there were some numbers there for the Bombers. Hooker stooping low and drawing the high contact in the process. And he's going to switch things up, just chipping into the middle. Not a great kick either. And took a couple of awkward bounces in the end. Christensen almost made it work, but a good little hand in around Bales. But he's chipped it straight back to Luke Patton. And it is North Launceston doing exactly what Lauderdale did in quarter number 1, just butchering it off half back. And as a result, they're absolutely under siege at the back. Repeat entries. Siggins now pumps it deep to the face of goal. Turning away, it was a Hearn. Pressure mounting, McGuinness lurking. And out of play for a throw in. But, it's starting to boil over here, and a free kick's been blown to Lauderdale. So, McGuinness.
It's that man McGuinness too, yes.
For goal number 4, the 17-minute mark of quarter number 2. And looming as a bit of a day out here for Josh McGuinness. And they've swung him forwards, and it's paying dividends for number 4, Josh McGuinness. offline. So 6 goals 8. It's the only knock on them in this quarter. They've probably just left a couple of goals out there, and 9 points. It probably could be more.
It could be for sure. They've just dominated every bit of this second quarter. That's flirting with the boundary, but they keep it safe. Yeah, you wonder if they've made the most of their opportunities here, Lauderdale. But they're certainly on top at the moment. There he is again, another clunk for Richmond. And 50. So quick is the call. Adcock's Goodyear on the mark, and Harry Richmond says, I'll just slow things down here. He might even back himself in for a shot on goal by the looks. And he comes. Gets close to Bradcock's Goodyear. It goes right to the goal line. Big fly from Sam Siggins at the back. He's not paid the mark. Smith coming through like a big bull. Now McGuinness wheels around and misses. So another let off there for North Launceston. 6-9 plays 5-5. Heading towards time on in this second term.
Yes, the last four scoring shots have been behinds. Just letting them off the hook a little. If North Launceston were to get something to go, I still don't think they've been inside 50 once this quarter. They've really struggled getting it beyond halfway. That might be in the back, though, against Oscar Shaw. Now, he looks up surprised, but it was fairly obvious, right under the umpire's nose. And now a chance for North Launceston to finally work a ball inside 50. They've had time to roll the defensive numbers back, though, Lauderdale, as this one's swung into a sea of bodies, repelled by Rackett, but his kick was smothered.
I think that's the first inside 50 of the quarter, Drew.
It was, as Hay goes deep. Playing spoil was Bales, and inviting danger, just overrunning it was Sutton. And the elevator door slammed shut. Did that tackle slip a little high? It did.
Yeah, it did.
And it's going to be a free kick. And it's going to go the way of Farrelly, who can cut the margin back to 4 points. And this would be really against the run of play and would hurt the home side.
Won't it what? I mean, as we said, first inside 50 of the term. They're going to go down, potentially kick a goal here, and it's going to be back to 4 points, which doesn't indicate at all the way this second term has gone.
So it's Farrelly to cut the margin back to 4 points. He must take this chance, given they have been so few and far between, and he's just faded that one out to the right, and that's a massive let-off there for Lauderdale.
Yeah, it was. They needed that one, North Lonnie, just to stem the run a little bit. And it comes again. Out the back door. Sutton coming through. Can't keep it in play. Bit time on now in the second quarter.
It's around the grounds. It's Tigers leading Clarence, but it's a close one, 41-36. Yeah. And there might be a wind going on at Windsor Park. 38-1 now the score in favour of Launceston over Glenorchy. So kicked 5-0 in quarter number 2 after a goalless first quarter.
An interesting game brewing at North Hobart. We'll keep across that as the afternoon goes on the Daily Potato live stream. Here's Stingdall, league rising star last year. The kick just managed to get away, and that's worked out well. Tom Bennett now wheels around, smothered off the boot. Sutton did well. And now Walsh ends up with North Launceston still. They've just lifted the tempo here in the last few minutes. That kick's good too, and they'll have another shot on goal here. It's the Northern Bombers. Mark's been taken by Theo Ives, who kicked a goal earlier in the game.
Yeah, good pair of hands there, and just some good pressure forcing the turnover, winning the ball back and getting it inside 50 and making the most of the ball being up this end of the field for once here. And having missed a big chance moments ago, crucial that they get a goal here and cut the margin back to 3.
So Ives wanders in, and that one looks very nice off the boot. He slotted it, and all of a sudden, it's a 4 or 3 point lead to Lauderdale, despite dominating this second term. A couple of inside 50s for North Launceston has resulted in 1 goal, and only a 3 point lead to Lauderdale. We talked about the Bombers not making their opportunity, make the most of their opportunities at the other end. Yeah. And on the stroke of half time, just about, this is anyone's game still.
Yeah, left the door ajar. I suppose you could say North Launceston were a little wasteful in quarter number 1 themselves, but not quite to the degree Lauderdale have been in this quarter. But yeah, 3 points Both teams have had periods in the ascendancy, and a cracking contest here. They're still trying to figure out the wind exactly. It doesn't even impact in the wind that much, even though we've got one end where 90% of the scoring's been done. So a fascinating contest, this one, and just
tripped over himself,
tripping on and then landing on the ball. He could be in trouble here. Umpire takes sympathy on Franklin for the trip. And just tripped himself up. So suddenly just a 3-point ball game. A real arm wrestle developing, and it's now the Northern Bombers who are just starting to win the ball and get it forwards a little more. This one deep inside 50. Not a bad result in the end. They can set up and have a stoppage inside 50. But they were never going to completely dominate the entire quarter. They're always going to hit back North Launceston. And can they take advantage on the scoreboard and maybe find a way back in front? 23 plus change gone in quarter number 2. It's going to be Ives competing with Smith. The Bombers clearing. It wasn't a great kick from Sutton, just slammed it on the boot. It's out of bounds on the full. And Mitchell Nicholas will just get a few spare metres. Dylan Fife just asking what's going on here, if I'm right to be here.
A little confused.
Eventually play will resume as Nicholas just stands it up to the teeth of goal. And is that a mark brought down? I think it is.
Tom Bennett.
It's big Tom Bennett with a strong pair of hands, and he'll surely put the Northern Bombers back in front here.
Yeah, no bigger certainty. He's a beautiful kick, Tom Bennett, and I can't see him missing this one, so this is a turn of events. Chance to go into half-time with a lead, North Launceston, and that didn't look like happening at all early in that second term.
The first 20 minutes was all one-way traffic, but the last 5 has been on the Northern Bombers' terms, and they can reclaim the lead here through Thomas Bennett, who comes in, sends it through the middle. They get their 7th. They now lead 7-6-48, leading Lauderdale 6-9-45. And 3 points the difference in a red time in quarter number 2.
Yeah, he's a star, Tom Bennett. There is no doubt about that. Premiership player, went away for a year or two and has come back to the club in more recent times, and that's what he can do. Step up in big moments, kick big goals. Gets his team back in front by 3 points. Over to you, Lauderdale. Smith and Lee back in the ruck. No one really got first use of it on that occasion, and umpire's blowing the whistle here. Free kick going the way of North Launceston. Harvey Griffiths right in the middle of SkyBus Oval, and player all on his own was Mitchell Nicholas again. Kick finds Cox Goodyear. Cox Goodyear, we've seen him kick some wonderful goals from this exact spot on the ground over the journey. And that's it. Oh, just spills the mark late, so massive let off there for Lauderdale. Ball up.
Will Harper, he had 90% of it, just couldn't finish the job there.
Game of momentum shifts this is, Drewy.
Yeah, whoever's winning it out the middle is controlling the game, and the last few centre clearances have all gone the way of the Northern Bombers, just starting to work their way back on top in the middle right now. And once you kind of get the ball inside forward 50, it tends to be spending plenty of time down that end of the ground. Importance of the centre breaks on full display. So a 3-point lead to the Northern Bombers, suddenly doing all the attacking deep in this quarter. It's been a gripping contest and certainly looks like one that could go either way. Who's going to have the tank to run it out could be the big decisive factor. That one just tapped short. Trying to burrow his way through was Bales. And we'll have another stoppage. He was wrapped up by Bryce Walsh. One down in the end by Lee. Christensen sharked the tap and smashes it to half forward. There's a shirt grab there on Richmond, I think. Yes, that's about the only way they can stop him. And he's got men on. He goes looking deep. It just carried a bit too far, though. And out the back, the Northern Bombers will clear through the reliable Cox Goodyear. He'll send the ball towards the wing. It just held up, but a good strong mark taken by Luke Patton. He gets them moving quickly. The little chip into the middle for Christensen. Christensen normally a good user, and he'll send this one right to the teeth of goal. And it's fisted through for behind. And the margin cut back to 2 points.
Enthralling contest this one. Don't go anywhere. Big second half coming up on the Daily Potato live stream from SkyBus Oval. Cox Goodyear. His kick isn't... Oh, it lands all right in the end, actually. Touch, though, and Stingle gets it out. Chance for the Bombers to turn it over to the Southern variety. And Siggins has been pinged there. So, North Lonnie will get the footy through Fletcher Bennett. Bennett goes to the wing. Coming across. The ball, it's holding the footy. So nice tackle there, and they're away now, the Southern Bombers. Marlin got it towards the Richmond direction. Here's Siggins now. Sutton, Siggins taken over the line. Boundary throw-in. Can't be too long left in this second term, which was dominated by Lauderdale for the first half before North Lonnie worked their way back into things. They were just everywhere, Lauderdale. The pressure. North Lonnie couldn't get it in there. Forward 50. A real big momentum shift towards the back end. Here's Sutton. Franklin. Clever little tap behind. But it's all North Launceston there. Stingle is so clever. Finds Lee. Lee just pumps the ball long. What's on offer for him down the ground? There's a couple of North Launceston players here. They could work it cleverly, but Oscar Shaw does well. Handball's over the top. Lennon Marlin kicks it. And there is the half-time siren. So an unbelievable quarter of footy. Lauderdale dominating early before North Launceston worked their way back, and they hold a 2-point lead at half-time. 48 plays 46 here at SkyBus Oval. What did you make of that, Drew, and what happens from here?
Well, that's anyone's guess. It's been a game where both teams have kind of had probably 20 minutes of dominance in a quarter each, and that's why we've got such a close game. It's been a game that's ebbed and flowed. Whoever wins the ball out of the middle seems to kind of control things, and it's not kind of going one team wins the clearance then the other. It's one team wins the clearances for 20 minutes. It's been a fascinating contest, and look, at the moment you'd have to say whoever the fitter side is probably going to be the one who wins it. I'm not sure what the answer to that question is, but look, it's been a great match, a gripping contest. We've seen some spectacular goals, and look, this is anyone's game. Who's going to go harder for longer in this one could be a big determining factor, but certainly you sense that Lauderdale probably should be ahead at half-time after that first 20 minutes of the quarter. I think they probably left a couple of goals out there for Mike.
Yeah, and definitely. Yeah, we said that, didn't we, through the broadcast, that they probably just need to make the most of these chances. Didn't quite do it, but yeah, clearly got a big rev up from Dan Willing at quarter time. Came out really hot to start that second term. So we'll see what happens after half time. We'll be back very soon with the second half. Don't go anywhere here on the Daily Potato TSL live stream.
Top there for the best part of 3/4 of the quarter, and then momentum swung back the other way.
Yeah, I got a text from the commentators just asked what the boys was doing, but I can't even really do it.
No, I
it's
think
like it's swirling.
Yeah, I think it's well that way, but it's not that strong. I think it's yeah, I think if you can control the ball, you know, you can score them.
Yeah, it seems to be gusting a bit because a couple of times of those kickers are doing their own. Well, I'm telling them exactly what you concur and we've got no idea.
Sounds good, Mike. No worries.
You're my baby, aren't you? Oh, he's got the wife, he's got the... Yeah, I look. You looking across? Give me a chat. You want to go? Whatever. She's waiting. Feel like they're gone.
Welcome back to SkyBus Oval here in Lauderdale. Second half of a very interesting contest coming your way here on the Daily Potato Co. TSL live stream. It's North Launceston leading this one by 2 points in a real game of momentum swings. Brent Costello here with you alongside Andrew Cooling. Drew, fascinating contest so far.
Yeah, it really has been. Both teams have dominated in patches. It's not been one that's kind of been end-to-end, goal for goal. It's been one team dominating and then the other. You'd probably say Lauderdale have had slightly longer in the ascendancy. Maybe should be ahead and not trailing by 2 points, but on the whole, pretty even. Both teams have had their opportunities, and you sense a game that could go right down to the wire based on what we've seen, but it seems to be whoever's winning the ball out of the middle, that seems to be the key to this contest. Win the ball out of the middle, and you seem to then have the ball down your end of the field for extended periods. So these centre clearances and these ruck contests looming as massive, but certainly early parts of the season. How's the fitness of both these squads? It's going to be a pretty big factor as well, I'd imagine.
Well, I can tell you, Lauderdale, I know for a fact, have done a really big season after Mitch Thorpe criticised the southern-based teams not training hard enough. I know Lauderdale have run through the off-season, so we'll see if it's on display in this second half. A couple of other games on today. It's a close one at North Hobart, 11-point lead to the Tigers over Clarence at half-time, 7-6-48 to 5-7-37. And Launceston dominating against Glenorchy. Howling breeze to one way, 11 goals to none in the second term as we restart here in the second half at SkyBus Oval. Bryce Walsh drives it to the paint of 50, and that's a good mark. Fletcher Bennett off to Cox Goodyear. Different role for him this season. Sulzberger. His kick finds a target in the end, and now Ben Simpson works it to the top of the square. Overshoots both players that were near the footy and trickles out for a boundary throw-in. Left forward pocket for North Launceston. Who'll get the best start here? In it comes. In front. North Launceston, they're right on goal, but a missed opportunity there for Blade Sulzberger, one behind. Get the first point of the third quarter.
Yeah, maybe he should have done a little better there, Blade Sulzberger. It fell to him, top of the square, so a little let off there, and once again, again falling into the early pattern of the ball heading up this end of the field where it has spent 80% of the contest, really. As this one's handballed back, Christensen will offer some support. He just took it over the line there, to Bundy. So he cops a little bit of treatment from Farrelly afterwards. Just making sure the big name knows he's no different to anyone else out there on the pitch. As Christensen been busy in midfield this afternoon for Lauderdale. Back into play. Tapped down and found its way to Nicholas, who skews that one. He had a couple of options, and it was a poor kick in the end, straight out of bounds on the full, and a little let off there for Lauderdale, who send this one down the line. This is, you can see the wind's kind of blowing, kicking right into the teeth of the wind, I reckon, from that spot. It's kind of pushing everything towards this kind of corner of the ground, which is why I think they've had such trouble, both teams clearing off that defensive 50, especially when it's got on that side of this side of the field rather than the far side. And because of the wind, most of it's been played on this near wing.
Yeah, good call. So Lee and Smith, as we've seen for a large chunk of the afternoon. Nat Franklin wrapped up in the big Simpson tackle. Up they go again. Lee got first use on that occasion. Franklin uses his toughness and gets the footy. Fife, was he taken high? He was. You'll get the free kick here, little Dylan Fife, and good to see him back in the TSL after spending some time in Queensland. Premiership at Southport. He drives it down the line. Siggins, great jukes out in front, Sam Siggins. Plays on quickly. Goes inside, looking for Christensen, couldn't take the mark. Stanley, McGuinness, who kicked 3 in that first half. Christensen out the back, dives on the footy. So does Nankervis. Umpire will ball it up. Corey Nankervis, you can't half tell who he's related to of the same name, can you, when you look at him?
Yeah, good luck separating them. the lineup. This one's one down. Handball, quick release, found its way to Bales, but the pressure is then applied, and Sutton sees it across. Haven't had a lot of time to dispose of the football in this one. Generally, you receive the ball and there's been someone on you pretty quickly. Hasn't been a lot of kind of loose, free outside ball. It's been pretty tough inside for most of the afternoon. As this one tumbles back into play, half forward for Lauderdale. This kid's had a bit of it, Nicholas. He's immediately wrapped up. And once again, the umpire says, I'll have it. And a lot of repeat stoppages this afternoon. Once again, Lee wins the hit down. Trying to turn clear with Stingle. And he's able to bounce off into some space. He handballs through the middle and found Ahern. Ahern goes back across there to Chug, who plays a little 1-2. And now we'll look to just chip it out towards the wing. Wasn't the best kick though, didn't really do his teammate any favours. They got the 2-on-1 though, and they'll make it work, although he had a long time, spun 360, umpire let him get away with it. Then another strong tackle laid, this time by Ratcliffe. And this time we'll have a throw in.
3-point margin on Saturday afternoon, round 2 TSL for 2022. Got the close one here. It's close at North Hobart too. Smith. Work it out here. That's done well there, Magro. Franklin now, he's got 2 on him. Ball to ground, and umpire will ball it up. Ian Smith again. Smith got it down to Walsh. Siggins now, trying to go the one hand. Stingle. Magro had him. Walsh now, quick little kick off the boot. Bouncing ball. Simpson finds a target. It's that man again, Mitchell Nicholas. Been good today. Just overshoots his target on that occasion. Get the ball back, North Launceston through Harper. And now running forward was Hay. Lauderdale through Siggins now, though, out of defence.
And Patton bursting away, charging off half back and sends it off towards the wing. It floats in the air. In the end, it was well judged by Stingle, who takes the intercept mark. He gets them moving quickly, chips it further afield to Sulzberger. Sulzberger to the overlapping Cox Goodyear. Usually uses it well. Cox Goodyear from 50 out. What a goal from the superstar. He picked his moment to sneak forward and he smashes through the opening goal of the second half. The pure class of Bradley Cox Goodyear. That's a real team lifter there for the Northern Bombers.
That is textbook Brad Cox Goodyear. That's exactly what he does best. I think I called it up the other end before in that similar spot. He just loves a goal and long bomb from 50. And just an absolute star. You called it well, Drew. He is an unbelievable player. As we said earlier, different looking role for him this year. But what a start for North Launceston in this third quarter. They lead it by 9 points now. And again, the challenge is over to the home team, Lauderdale, to see what they can do. Up we go. Lee won it down to Simpson. Walsh now trying to chase down his opponent. Does, but the kick was away in the end. Sutton just overshot the ball. Patton does well, keeps it in. Siggins, and now they're away here, Lauderdale. Fife, Walsh, Patton gets it away, and now Kenny. What's on offer for him? Wants to go downtown and does. Goes to the left forward pocket. McGuinness flew, had plenty of opponents on him though. Fife does well to Christensen. Christensen tried to struggle off his opponent. Fife back to Christensen. Alan Christensen doesn't make the distance in the end. Hits the left point post and will have a boundary throw in, but a good result probably for Lauderdale there.
I think they'd prefer that to a behind in the end. Gives them another chance. Deep inside 50. Some smooth moving there from Fife and Christensen. Involved in the build-up there. Siggins cast in the role of ruckman this time. Fife, was he taken high? Everyone calling for the free kick. Some screaming for ball, some for high. Umpire says neither. We'll go again. As once again, Siggins will compete against big Alex Lee. Lee won that one down decisively. Cleverly flicked it out behind to Evans. Pressure builds. Cox Goodyear on his best work there. As that one's picked off by Sutton. And Sutton will drive them deep inside 50 once more. Can he find the big figure? He can. It's Stanley this time, who works his way in front, takes a clever mark, and a good opportunity here for a response from the home side.
Yeah, I mentioned Ed Stanley before. A notable goal kicker for the Bombers. Spent some time back in the SFL and now back here at SkyBus Oval.
An important kick, this one, to cut the margin to 3 points. 9 minutes into quarter number 3. Ed Stanley, he makes absolutely no mistake. Dead-eye straight from Ed Stanley. They get their 7th of the afternoon. They're still in arrears, but only by 3 points. It's 7-2-52, North Launceston 8-7-55.
Yeah, much needed goal for Lauderdale, just to get things back on their terms. Gee, we've got a contest on our hands though, haven't we? North Launceston have certainly come to play. We said they've lost a host of their Devils players, and we know all the outs they've had over the off-season, plenty of them. But time and time again, this team knows how to stand up, and they're doing that this afternoon.
I say winning's a habit, don't they?
Oh.
It's a habit this playing group has got into over a number of years.
2014 they won that first flag, and it's 2022 and they're still doing unbelievable things out at UTAS Stadium. Full credit to Thane Brady and everyone involved at the North Launceston Footy Club. They're a powerhouse and will be for some time in this competition. McGuinness goes to ground. That's a thing, they've turned over coaches. They've had, Zane Littlejohn started it all, this dynasty. Went to Tom Couch, went to Taylor Whitford, now Brad Cox-Goodyear, but they're always the same old North Launceston each and every year. And that's a good kick. That's marked by Will Harper. Not a lot on offer for him. He's unsure and decides just to throw it on the boot in the end and go to the top of the square. Bouncing ball. Sutton is there. Can they get a little toe poke here? North Launceston. It's eventually rushed through for a minor score.
Desperately seeking the safety of the line there. Well, Lauderdale, as this one's chipped short to Franklin. And we'll chip it short in turn to Reece Sutton. Wheels and sends it towards the far wing. There's a bit of room out there in front of Patton. Just couldn't quite judge the mark. They'll still come up with the football though as Margot, he was dispossessed and now just forcing it forwards. Only so far as Sutton, who got cleaned up and looks a little worse for wear after that tackle. He's still down on the ground. North Launceston repel, but the intercept mark is taken. It's going to come right back on in. Chips short to Ben Simpson. McGuinness stands the mark, and they've done well just to slow them up, but they have 3 men at half forward everywhere. And the umpire has just blown it up. A head knock in the area, I think must have been the call, so he's called the stoppage.
Wow.
But Ahern cannot believe his misfortune.
He was off and running, wasn't he? Let off there for Lauderdale.
So what's observed here? Do they just go a ruck contest, or do they give the ball back to Lauderdale? To North
ball up by
Launceston?
the look of it. Yeah, ball up. Smith won it down. That's a huge let off.
Yes, in the round ball game, you just give it back to the opposition, further back the field. But geez, Ahern was running in on open goal, and Sutton was pretty quickly back to his feet in that exact moment.
Up it goes again. Smith punched forward and dragged down there was Ned Shaw. And we'll have a boundary throw in. 4-point margin here. 12 minutes gone, third term. Game on our hands. In it comes. Lee. Simpson was there, but Fife does well. He's dragged to the ground, though. Another ball up. I believe the wind is sort of swirling towards the commentary side of the ground, in the pockets. Simpson. It's a big tackle. McGuinness ends up with the footy now. Goes to the wing. What's on offer? Pack forms, but the ball sees the boundary line in the end.
Closely guarded now is Harry Richmond. He was looming very large early on. They've had to put some extra work into shutting down his effect because he was marking everything that came his way.
Yeah.
In that first half. It's been a great target for him at centre half forward as Richmond, as Lee and Smith down. Well done by Smith, and they could be on here as Continenza sends them forward. Not the best looking kick, almost fell into the breadbasket of Stanley. eventually they should be able to clear. Here's a Hearn, who was denied a good goal scoring look a moment ago. Ball in dispute at ground level. They all pile in on it. Can anyone win the ball clear? No, we'll have another ball up. It can be interesting to see the hit-out stats at the end of the day, because I reckon there have been a lot of stoppages in this one.
Absolutely.
It's been a real physical grind around the ball as they prepare to go at it again. Smith won this one down, and that's surely going to be a free kick going the way of Franklin. The win this one might be a bit beyond him, so he'll assess his options inside 50 and opts to just stand it up to the top of the square. Presenting up at it was Siggins, couldn't quite bring it down, but Christensen was there. Handball to himself, got a second bite at it, and his kick was even worse than the handball. And in the end, Kerr should be able to bounce off half back with it. He looks up, assesses the options, and in the end just kicks for a contest. Coming across to kill it was big Hayden Smith. Not quite as clean as you'd expect from a player of Christensen ilk there.
Yeah, made it a little bit difficult. The chances we spoke about in quarter number 2, true. Just need to make the most of them in a game like today. Here's Franklin now. He's been important in this third term. Another inside 50 for the Southern Bombers. Stanley couldn't hang on to it this time. Got the defender on his tail in Kerr. Richmond. Lots of Southern Bombers in, and Curvis got the kick out. Now Shaw, Ned Shaw. Top of the square, Walsh, punch in the end. Fletcher Bennett, Simpson. Oh, turnover, Christensen off the ground. Gets one back for the Southern Bombers, puts them up by 2.
Yeah, just fell rather fortuitously to Bundy Christensen there, and he soccers it through from the top of the goal square, and they reclaim the lead in this arm wrestle of a game, 58-56. And they probably did need to find a goal for some of their attacking play in this third quarter. They've gone inside 50 a few times. It was important they got some reward, and they do so there. Christensen bundling it home, and just I reckon the option to go back inside was the wrong one. Probably need to turn, take the safer option and head towards the wing. The handball back to the top of the square really invited pressure there. So 2 points the margin. Lauderdale back in front. Seesawing contest, a gripping contest. Ned Shaw sends them towards half forward, but will be gathered there by Ahern, who's going to be in trouble here. He's had an eternity, and he's brought down by Harry Richmond. So impressive. That wasn't so impressive. Scrubbed the kick. Did McGuinness no favours. Leading up at the ball, and in the back's the decision. And Fletcher Bennett not happy with it, but it's going to be an opportunity for Ed Stanley. He's kicked one already this quarter, and a chance to extend the lead.
Yeah, he stepped up, Ed Stanley, and can get off the chain if you let him. So North Launceston need to be really careful here on his impact.
He'll probably start this one out the right goal post. Work it back. It's Ed Stanley. Normally a pretty good kick for goal. He sets sail, and the goal umpire doesn't move, and they extend the lead to 8 points. And the home side starting to get on top of this contest, and they've hit the scoreboard. They lead 9-10-64 to 8-8-56. An 8-point margin, 2 goals in a minute for the Dale.
Yes, important. North Lonnie have come to play in this third quarter, so that's a couple of big plays there for the Lauderdale side. They led it by 8 points, as you say, Drew, now, and just skipping away a little. You feel like they're on top at the moment, but as we've seen throughout this game so far, it's been swings, momentum shifts, everything. So Lee won it down. Walsh, little tunnel out to Siggins, and now Smith. Hayden Smith kicks smothered off the boot and gets it back in the end. Lauderdale do, and taken high. There was Hooker. Hooker goes to half forward, but it's all North Launceston. They play on quickly. Here's Brad Cox-Goodyear. Handball's over the top. Simpson now. And that's a good kick. Taken by Will Harper. What's Harper got on offer? That's some good defence there from Patton. He did well to turn the footy over. And now we'll have a ball up, so important piece of play there. But I need the next one here, North Lonnie, don't you, Drew?
Yeah, they would like the next one. If Lauderdale were to get the next and extend the lead to 14 points, it would start to get a little tough. But they've got an opportunity to work it forwards here through Hay. Fell to Stingle. Kicked forward deep inside 50. How will it bounce? A shirt grab. We'll see a free kick going the way of Oscar Shaw, who's had an impact on this third quarter as Oscar Shaw. He dinks that one short to Patton, who made that crucial defensive effort moments earlier. Great desperation from Luke Patton, who'll think about going sideways. In the end, he just sends it to a contest, but dropping into the space, reading it well, was Cox Goodhughes. Sensing the moment to go forward once more. Still a real profound impact on this as the fist comes from Shaw once more. Now to play for a throw in. Approaching red time in third quarter.
So you wait the ball in. Smith, Sutton. Cox Goodhughes there to catch the footy. That's on offer for the coach. This is what he does best. He winds up from 50, goes to the line. Still alive here for North Launceston. Shaw is there for Lauderdale, but umpire says I'll ball it up. Just hit time on in this third term, the premiership quarter. Smith does well. Patton. This one's working along the boundary. That's some clever stuff there from Ned Shaw. Fife runs into a wall of trouble. And Curvis wraps him up. Ball up. Had a text through from Thane Brady. Good on you, Thane. Obviously watching the stream this afternoon, the president of North Launceston. There's 4 father-sons in this North Launceston outfit today. We'll get back to that in a minute as they go inside again. Mark taken. Good grab. That's Ives again. Already kicked 2 in this game, and he'll go back and have a shot on goal. Pretty much directly in front, so big play this one, Drew.
He's caused them some problems, Theo Ives. He's been impressive this afternoon, taking some good marks, giving him a good target, and a chance to cut the margin back to 2 points here. They've really struggled to match up with him.
So Ives, important kick this one to get the lead back to just 2 points for Lauderdale. And he has drilled it. So North Launceston get one back. And we've got some argy-bargy here after that one. Bit of feeling in this one between the two Bombers. We know the history in grand finals. A lot's changed since then by way of playing members of each squad. But still some feeling in there. Just getting back to my text from Thane Brady, the president of North Launceston. 4 father-sons in the team today. Jack Ahern. His father was Adam Ahern. Ben Simpson, his father Marcus, of course. Will Gibson, and his father was Jason. And Declan Chugg, his father Mark Chugg, of course. And all those fathers played in the last statewide league with North Launceston. So fantastic stuff to see so much history there as North Lonnie work it out of the middle again.
And Lee will send them deep inside 50. Coming down with a mark is Hay. Something from nothing there. Defender probably should have got the fist in, but Hay able to juggle the mark. A chance for 2 in a minute. A chance for the Bombers to reclaim the lead here. And it's going to be Dominic Hay with a pretty good chance here. So they have responded to that little period of control Lauderdale were exerting. And to get 2 goals from 2 inside 50s would be a massive return. Can Hay get the job done here? He sets sail from 40 out. It's drifting all the time across the face. And through for a minor score only. Cuts the margin to an even behind. 9-10 to 9-9. It's tight here at SkyBus Oval. It's been a cracking contest. And a big final quarter in prospect here. Who's going to head into that final term with the lead? The Northern Bombers looking to win the ball back at half forward here. It's a handball over the top. A few optimistic shouts for insufficient intent, but it would have been incredibly harsh. Yeah, obviously not the direct father-son rule in this competition, but I love that in the AFL.
Yeah,
great part of the game.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really is. It's great to see.
Great to see at this level too.
Siggins throws it on the boot, works it to half forward for Lauderdale. Spills out the back. McGuinness gets the footy back in the end. Josh McGuinness loses it. Shaw's there. In fact, it was Kenny. Umpire will have it. 1 point margin. What a great game of State League footy. Hope you're enjoying the coverage on the Daily Potato Co live stream. All games streamed live this year on AFL Tasmania's YouTube channel. That might have been taken high.
He was, but the umpire was on the blind side of it.
He was. He didn't see it. Good call, Drew. So another ball up inside 50 for Lord.
Stop it. They find something here. Lee won the tap decisively. Siggins chasing the ball. It was Franklin who got there first. Some quick hands out to Patton. Patton snaps from 45. It's bending back. Not enough. Minor score only, and it's now a 2 point ball game.
Yes, it's almost gone 25 minutes in this third term. Anyone's ball game this afternoon. North Lonnie, of course, a big win to kickstart their campaign last week. That is out of bounds on the full. So Lauderdale will get the footy here. And, of course, the Bombers here at SkyBus last week. Drew and I both here for that one. Went down to Kingborough. So Oscar Shaw, he delivers it inside 50. Good defence there from the Bombers, and Sutton there smothers the kick off the boot. Another boundary throw in.
Really impressed with the defensive pressure the Fords have been putting on. Just able to impact so many of these clearing type kicks. Lots of smothers, making it really hard and keeping it locked in there with repeat entries. And they've really been able to work their way back after they fell behind early in the first quarter by 20 odd points. As this one's going to go out of play, and yet another throw in. And it's deep into quarter number 3. Can either side find a late goal here to head into the final term? Lauderdale holding sway by just 2 points. They've really had the better of this quarter again. As it's worked back into play. Kick took a slight deflection. It's going to come down with snow on it. Anyone take clean possession? They can. Ahern, but turn back into some trouble. Christensen surely lingered in that tackle for far too long, and Ahern will get the free kick.
Yeah, you're right, Drew. I think Lauderdale's had the better of both of these turns, but North Launceston only trailed by 2 points. So they've done well. The northern side, this young North Launceston side. Sutton did well. That's got to be. I'm going to throw it in.
Well, generous.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose there was no other direction he could kick it, and he had to kick it, but I mean, he just kicked it straight out of play.
Yeah, interesting.
Weird one.
It was a weird one. That's why I held my what I was going to say. Anyway, we go on, and Christensen goes for the tackle again. So plenty of stoppages in this game, as we said earlier. Lee had it all to himself on that occasion. Griffiths and Lennon Marlin's there to take the easy mark for the Bombers. Can't be too long left in this third term. Marlin goes to the commentary wing here in front of us. And that's slipped and out of bounds. Lockie Mitchell was the player there.
Siren must be imminent because the call had come out from the sidelines of save the game there for Lauderdale, which I presume means just slow things down and possess it.
Yeah, it can't be too long left at all. Only a matter of seconds, you'd think, in this one. Stengel. Now Walsh. Christensen. Goes backwards. Marlin. And gobbled up by North Launceston. They have time to get it down there for one last crack. Not in any hurry to do so. So he goes. Players fly. Here's Franklin now. Lauderdale. They're going to have one more crack. Inside 50. Mark taken by Ed Stanley. Plays on. Going to have to be quick. Loads up from the paint of 50. Open goal square. Ed Stanley gets one for Lauderdale on the stroke of three-quarter time to give his team some momentum heading into the final change.
Yeah, that could be huge. We're not sure exactly how long is left, but can't imagine there's too much time. Will there be enough time for North Launceston to respond? I'm not sure. That is enormous from Stanley, who's had a big third quarter. Is that his third he's kicked?
Would be, I reckon,
he's
yeah.
really lifted. He took the mark, wheeled and went, and with the vacant goal square was able to send it through. 8 points. Will we look back on that as a pivotal moment in this football game?
Yeah, good call, Drew. That's a very good call. It's huge, isn't it? Right on the stroke of the three-quarter time, as I mentioned. Massive.
Siren surely imminent. Christensen tumbles it towards half forward. Can only team find another? Could Smith do something? That is just how close it was to three-quarter time. Would have been about 8 seconds left on the clock when that went through. So an enormous goal from Stanley has Lauderdale 8 points ahead at three-quarter time. It's been a cracking contest. Lauderdale again had the better of that quarter, but the Bombers, they took their chances. They got 2 goals in really quick succession midway through the term just to keep themselves in touch. They're close enough if they're good enough, but Lauderdale have had the better of the last 2 quarters and they lead by 8 points with 1 quarter to play.
They do indeed. Yeah, a thrilling final term coming up. It's still up for grabs, but you feel the momentum at the moment with Lauderdale. But gee whiz, that means absolutely nothing in this contest. We've seen it's swing a number of times throughout the afternoon. Just quickly around the grounds, Launceston dominating against Glenorchy at Windsor Park. 88 plays 21, 14 minutes into the third quarter. And the close one at North Hobart, the Tigers lead it by 23. That one's gone 22 minutes into the third term. But at three-quarter time here at SkyBus Oval, it's an 8-point lead to the home team, Lauderdale. They lead at 71-63. Back with more on the live stream, thanks to Daily Potato Co. very soon. Welcome back to SkyBus Oval here in Lauderdale in southern Tasmania. What a game of TSL football we've witnessed this afternoon. And at three-quarter time, it's the home team leading it by 8 points. Lauderdale 71 to North Launceston 63. Brent Costello here for this one alongside Andrew Cooling. What do you expect in this last term, Drew?
More of the same, I think. A really tough, contested game. Lots of stoppages, lots of physicality, and whoever can take their chances will walk away the winners. You'd fancy Lauderdale have the edge. They've got that 8-point lead. They've definitely had the better of the last 2 quarters. As the siren blazes out, but just in that moment, Cox Goodyear kicked that big goal, and they've just had enough about them to hang in there with them, and they've certainly left themselves within striking distance. But a cracking final quarter coming up. We've had 3 really good, entertaining quarters of footy, and I think we're going to get a 4th one.
Whatever happens from here, it's been a brave performance from North Launceston, that's for sure. They've lost some players this week to Devils commitments. We know the outs they've had over the summer, and to come down here where it's very hard to win. A lot of teams say this is the hardest venue to come and play at. They've done very, very well and still right in the hunt. There's no doubt about that. Umpire holds the ball aloft and we're ready to go in this final term. Here's Andrew Cooling on the TSL live stream.
Lee wins it down for North Launceston, but it's going to be the Lauderdale who take it away through Siggins. Swings them out towards the wing. It's going to beat all comers and tumble out of play. Another stoppage just out ahead there of Reece Sutton, who's been busy again today for the Bombers. Plenty of the football. But the Rucks will go at it once more. It's been a game with a heap of stoppages, lots of throw-ins with the ball really blowing due to the wind to this side of the ground. That was innovative ruck work from Lee, just tapped it over the top. Falls out the back. Physical contest there. Hooker coming up to meet Nicholas. Stays in play. Hooker wanting the safety of the boundary and finding it eventually.
So you wait the ball in here. You can see on the screen, 8-point margin. Favour of the hosts, Lauderdale. Smith and Lee. Lee, big slap away. Heading towards the boundary. Dominic Hay quite getting under his spell and out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. There's other games around the state today. It's the Tigers leading North Hobart at North Hobart at three-quarter time, and Launceston comfortably leading Glenorchy as Stingle's brought down and a big tackle from Magro. Now Siggins, Smith, got to be quick here. Just got it away in the end. And another boundary throw-in coming our way.
You've not had much time when you've got handed the ball in this game, right?
No, you don't. You're spot on. We still feel the scoring end is to the right of screen. That's the way Lauderdale will be kicking in this final term.
As this one's worked over the back. Slight suspicions of a hold there on Stingley. Takes it away regardless. Quick hands to Siggins, and then he retreats back to Sutton. Manufactures a kick, screws it round the corner. And coming over the top and spoiling that one away is Cox Goodyear, who's just pushed himself up the ground a little as the game's worn on, just tried to influence the contest. He's very good at sensing the moment when to push up, I think, Cox Goodyear. Very intelligent player. Looking to play once more. This time one down by Smith, but straight to his opposing ruckman, who kicks it towards half forward. It floats and floats, and it's out of bounds on the full. Been a little quiet today, Nathan Pearce, by his standards.
Kicked that ripping goal. But, looking forward to watching that one back during the week, Drew. Been some cracking goals. Josh McGuinness kicked another one. Man with the footy here's Tom Ratcliffe. He's going to have to go along down the line. Back forms. Mark not taken. That's a free kick to North Launceston. That Franklin coming in over the top there. Harry Bales with the football. So Bales goes inside 50. Players fly from everywhere on that occasion. Shaw is taken over the boundary line by Pearce. So a slow start to this, what we expect to be an enthralling final term. Only an 8-point margin here.
The handball swings out. It's been so hard for anyone to get time, and he's had a fair bit of it there, and then clean drops it. Theo Ives. He's been good today, but bit off a little more than he could chew there. And the free kick will go the way of Ratcliffe. As North Launceston just having a spell in their attacking end at the moment. Nothing to show for it on the scoreboard yet. 8 points the margin. It's been an arm wrestle for much of the afternoon. Ratcliffe stands it up to centre wing. The handball was smothered there. Trying to get it away was Walsh, but we'll have yet another stoppage. He's just trying to gain meterage, both these sides at the moment. Working it up the field. It'll be Smith and Lee to renew hostilities once more, and just the old chicken wing tackle there on Simpson, pinned one of his arms. Not much you can do under that situation. And indeed, yet another stoppage is forced. Lee and Smith are going to be two very tired men at the end of the day, I think. They've been going at it frequently as Fife slung, got a handball out just in the nick of time. The handball from Big Smith. Siggins worked it back to Franklin, weaving through and sends them inside 50, but there's just plenty of numbers back there for the Northern Bombers. The intercepting mark is taken by Bennett, who chipped this one. It wasn't a good kick, though. It worked out somehow. An element of fortune there, and then another fortuitous bounce. Can they take advantage here? Dominic Hay, he turns and wheels inside 50. Umpire spotted something. And he is going to give the free kick, I think, to the Northern Bombers here. And it looks like it might be going the way of Pearce. And an excellent opportunity here. Surely will kick this and cut the margin to 2 points.
Massive moment in the game.
Well, that's why luck will always be a factor in a game with a ball this shape. Two very nice bounces. But you've got to take advantage of your breaks when they come your way. Nathan Pearce can do that here and can cut the margin to 2 points. And he's hooked it.
Oh, dear.
Wow, lets them off the hook there. A big miss from Pearce.
That's an enormous let-off for Lauderdale. Enormous.
Huge opportunity goes to Ace.
So Lauderdale very lucky on that occasion. Mark not taken. Here's Christensen. Can we see the rebound here? Siggins gets his own footy back. Got the kick away in the end, but not to his liking. It's up with the Bombers of the Northern variety. Stingles there. Quick handball over the top. Finds Cox Goodyear, just pushes off an opponent. Now Siggins, clever tap, only as far as Stingle though. Simpson, handball over the top. Northlawn, he had the numbers there. Walsh, it's taken high, and he'll get the free kick. So chance for Lauderdale to go inside 50. Hasn't, sure we had one this quarter, have we, Drew, for Lauderdale? Not many anyway. It's been all Northlawn attacking. Fife flew. Oh, couldn't hang on to it. He's going to get paid the mark. Gets it off to Sutton. Oh, no. A comedy of errors for Lauderdale. And Northlawn get the footy back. Not sure what they were doing there. They're still got North Launceston under pressure here, but here's Smith. Cox Goodyear's on his tail. Ball spills out the back, and Christensen now runs it out of play. What on earth just happened?
Well, I think Dylan Fife knew that he didn't actually mark it. It hit the grass, and so
it was
played
paid
on and was unaware, I think, that the whistle had blown to be paid. I think he's just kind of instinctively looking to give off there, but yeah, let them off the hook from their first venture forward. As you say, Brent, this quarter, it's been all up the other end of the park, as this one's worked back by Simpson. Kicked out of there towards the wing. Good contest given. And again, out of play. And really, after the first half was all played up the other end of the ground, the second half has predominantly been played the complete opposite end. It's been strange like that. No real rhyme or reason to it. But it's a 7-point margin, and it's a really tight game. And Northern Launceston just shading the early going here in the final term. But they need to get some reward on the scoreboard for it. They've had the better of this first 8 minutes, but haven't been able to find a goal to show for it yet. And that Pearce miss would loom large.
Could indeed. And it comes again. Smith won it down. Siggins been busy all afternoon. Simpson, though, in the helmet, been prominent as well. Patton takes the mark, told to play on. Now they're under pressure here, Lauderdale. What do they do? Marlin Fife. They're under enormous pressure here, the Southern Bombers. Smith did well for a big man, but it's turned over by North Launceston. Lee throws it on the boot, bouncing ball out of bounds. So no one can make a break here as such. 7-point margin. What a game of footy it's been. Still up for grabs. Smith, Pearce, throws it on the boot. He goes high in the air. One-on-one contest. It ends up out the back door. Marlin does well. Patton now. And Lauderdale get it out of danger for the time being. Walsh couldn't take the mark. North Launceston get it back. And now it's in the hands of their best player, Brad Cox-Goodyer. His handball goes to Simpson. Turned the footy over now. Lauderdale have it again. Patton, who's had plenty of it this afternoon. Christensen. Decides to slow things down for the moment. Have a go here, Lauderdale, just to settle the nerves and give themselves some breathing space. That's a great mark again from Harry Richmond. Took plenty of them in the first quarter. He goes long, fly. Ball to ground. Sutton's in there for Lauderdale. Ends up with Brad Cox-Goodyer, who just uses his muscle, uses his strength, has a bounce, works it forward. What's he got on offer? They're away here, North. Has a bounce, does Dominic Hay. He's had someone on his tail, has a look at goal. Spots someone up in the pocket, spills out the back. Ball to the boundary line, and that could be holding the footy. Umpire says no.
Surely.
Gee whiz. Bit of confusion here.
Has the third umpire from the other side of the field called it or something?
It's a free kick to Lauderdale. What is going on?
I don't know. That was a clearer cut holding the ball as you'll ever see, though. A let-off for Lauderdale, who are being hemmed back deep in their own end at the moment. It's the Northern Bombers on top. They're trailing by 7, but they're pushing hard, and the umpire spotted something here again. Which way is it going to go? Pearce has just kicked a goal. It's clearly not going to count. But they will get the free kick and a chance to pump it back in. Geez, they're well on top here at the moment, the Northern Bombers.
They are. They've come to play in this final term. But it's been a game of momentum shift, so expect Lauderdale to turn the screws pretty soon. That's some nice work. Here they go again, inside 50, North Launceston. That's gobbled up by Reece Sutton, though. Just says to slow it right down. Let's just keep our cool here. That kick is not anything like we'd expect from Reece Sutton. Is it a boundary throw-in or might have just... No, it's a free kick.
Another error off half back, and Harvey Griffiths with ball in hand, who looks to punch this one deep. He sets it to the square. They all fly. Have a look, bounce. A strong fist there. It came from Shaw. Through for a behind, and it's back to an even goal, the difference. 10-11 to 9-11. 71 plays 65, and North Launceston turning the screws. Lauderdale barely got it inside 50 this quarter.
They haven't, have they?
I think they've had one or two really shallow entries. Beyond that, they have been parked back deep in their defence. And this is where they're struggling to clear at the moment. Another stoppage coming up at half forward. This one looking like it's going to go right down to the wire. A cracking game here at SkyBus Oval. 6 points the margin. It's gone 12.5 in the final term. Could be a long quarter with the amount of stoppages we've had already. All the goals, but it's been pretty frequently punched out of play. Back in it goes once more. Siggins in the ruck. Clean dropping it was Nat Franklin. And taking it quickly are the Northern Bombers, but he's going to have to go back behind his mark, which should allow Lauderdale to get set in defence.
Goals at an absolute premium here at the moment in this final term. It is all North Launceston at the moment. Attack, attack, attack. Just said, Drewy, they just can't get it down to their attacking into the ground. Lauderdale. Stingle, geez, clever. He goes deep inside 50. No one could take the mark. Siggins couldn't scoop it out. And we'll have a ball up 25 metres out from North Launceston's goal. They trail this one by one straight kick. Up it goes. That might be a free kick to Tom Bennett. It is too high. That's against Sam Siggins. So Tom Bennett, the ever reliable goal kicker, will go back directly in front and a chance to tie this game up.
Yeah, it's just a free kick you can ill afford to give away. The defence has been bravely holding on. It'd be a really soft one to give up if they do. And he could square things up here. Good Thomas Bennett.
So in he comes, the number 5 for North Launceston. You do not expect him to miss goals like this, and he absolutely has not. Tom Bennett scores a lock back up here at SkyBus Oval. What a game of footy. North Launceston dominating this final term. And we are locked at 71 points apiece.
Yeah, absolute cracking contest this one. And all square, probably about the halfway mark of the final quarter. And the way the game's going, North Launceston would be favourites to win it from here. Lauderdale just can't win the ball, can't get it forwards. It's a complete inverse of quarter number 3, which in turn is complete inverse of the entire first half where the game was played at the complete other end of the field.
Yeah.
It has been a bizarre old match, Brent
It
Costello.
has. It's been a bizarre game. You've summed it up perfectly. Drew, Siggins and Lee go head-to-head in the ruck. McGuinness wrapped up Simpson, but the ball not going anywhere. And Lauderdale just need to get the game back on their terms at the moment. Lee, Sutton just need to bomb it down there, don't they? There's a nice mark on the chest.
William Broomhall.
And Broomhall, I haven't called his name too much this afternoon. What's he got on offer? Franklin tried to take the mark, but Stingle's there. And Curvis, Cox-Goodyear. Brad Cox-Goodyear. His kick smothered off the boot. And now Sutton, chance to go forward. Not much on offer for him though. They go inside 50. Fife is there. Might be a free kick against Dylan Fife it is. And they're away through Fletcher Bennett now, North Launceston. They've got options too on this far side of the ground. Magro was the chaser. Couldn't get there. Look at this. It's opened up for them. They play on quickly. Mark not taken. They have to go backwards to go forward. North Launceston. Inside 50, again out the back. Pearce, he missed one earlier. Can he get one here? He can! What a goal for Nathan Pearce. North Launceston up and about at SkyBus Oval. They've hit the lead in the final term.
Yeah, 11-11 leads, 10-11. And eventually the pressure telling, and it was just the speed of ball movement off half back there. They won it back in their defensive half, got it moving quickly, got the one-on-one deep inside 50. And Pearce lifting in quarter number 4. Has his side a goal ahead, and Lauderdale now need to respond. They're getting well and truly beaten out of the middle here in the fourth quarter. And I think the time's come just to show a bit more dare and try and play through the corridor. They keep going wide to this near side every time they get the ball, and it's just not leading to any good inside 50s looks. Might be approaching time just to roll the dice a little more. Be a little brave, be a little bold, but you've got to win the ball out of the middle first. And once again, it's North Launceston doing that and sending it inside 50. And a good relieving mark is taken back there. Maya Marlin shoves his marker off and then kicks it out to McGuinness, who's pushed up trying to get involved, sensing the team needs his involvement. He sends them inside 50. And again, every time they've gone inside 50 this quarter, they have picked out a yellow shirt. And now the ball goes in Christensen's direction. That was surely a mark to Griffiths.
Wow.
Not paid. Can McGuinness take advantage? He handballs it off. Franklin will get it inside 50. The numbers favouring North Launceston here as it's out in the direction of Magro.
How's that on a mark?
In, and they're absolutely getting away with that one.
That was enormous.
Yeah. And can they take advantage of their umpire fortune here? Lauderdale. They've finally got a stoppage inside 50. They haven't had one in this entire last quarter, but just bullying out of the ruck there was Lee. Won it down well. It might come back in through Hooker, though. He holds onto it a little too long.
Gee.
Then gave it to Marlin, who was immediately tackled. It hits the deck. Marlin scrapping away at ground level against Griffiths. Can anyone win? Well, there's going to be a free kick, and it's going to go the way of North Launceston. And they'll take over at half back. And be careful not to give away 50 here, Marlin. Just sitting on the ball there like a hen on an egg.
Well, they go to the commentary side of the ground, North Launceston. Mitch Nicholas with the footy, goes to Simpson. And turnover here from Lauderdale. Sutton's there lurking. Boulder ground. Simpson got his little toe to it. Lee. Nicholas again. Oh, chance for another mark. Right on the paint of 50. Walsh came crashing in. Ball to ground and not coming out. So we're approaching time on here. It's a 7-point lead to the visitors, North Launceston. They're attacking into the ground. Would be some sort of win if they can pull this off, the Bombers. There's yellow tops everywhere here. Again, another ball up.
As we approach red time in quarter number 4, a goal the difference. It's been an enthralling match from the opening bounce. And it's North Launceston in the ascendancy as we get deep into the game. Simpson hands to the ball, but immediately wrapped up. Space has been at such a premium all afternoon.
Might be a long quarter either, Drewy.
There haven't been many goals. Lee, good hit out, but went straight to an opposing defender. Clear and kick up towards the wing. Numbers there. Cox Goodyear. Christensen comes in and wraps it up and forces the stoppage. And we'll have another one at centre wing here. They work the ball forwards here. Lauderdale Bombers, they have struggled to get it inside 50 in this final term. Smith, the kick was smothered off Siggins' boot. Weaving through traffic, Sutton. And then standing it up to the arc of 50. No one's been able to take a mark, but this one fell right to Franklin. Franklin drives it deep. It's a one-on-one. Couldn't mark it there, Magro. Hits the deck. McGuinness is in there, but they're going to clear away. Nicely done there. And off hands. They just about work their way through, and Simpson put his teammate under a bit of pressure, but again, it's great strength shown here. The kick to half forward is chopped off, and just dealt with after was Oscar Shaw. Nothing doing, a risky old kick, but making it work was Marlin. He wheels and goes and drives them forward, and he finds a marking target in Magro. He's got a man on if he can find him. He chips it to Christensen, who'll go back from 25 out with a chance to level the scores.
Well, what an exciting contest this is. Lauderdale just lifted the intensity in the last few minutes, haven't they? Got things back on their terms a little bit, but gee, North Launceston's defence has been outstanding all day. But now a chance for the scores to be locked up again through Christensen.
Alan Christensen to level the scores at the 21.5-minute mark, and he's pushed it to the right. Forget the concept of a handy point. They needed 6 of them there.
Yeah, it might be though, mightn't it? You just... Oh, gee. I don't want to predict anything in this game. I do not. It's been incredible. Cox Goodyear sells some candy as he brings it out of defence. Goes to the wing. Now, Patton got it out. Working it forward again is the Lauderdale Footy Club. Goes to the left forward pocket. Kept in play. Here's Cox Goodyear. Just gets rid of his opponent. Just what we know Brad Cox Goodyear does so well.
He's untackleable. I reckon about 10 people have tried to tackle him today, and every single time they've just bounced off him.
He's a star, absolute star of the competition, Brad Cox Goodyear. So it won't be a long quarter as we suggested. Not too many goals have been kicked in this final term. Walsh fell over. Simpson kicked it out. Mark not taken. What's on offer here for Lauderdale? A little toe poke from Marlin. And now Walsh inside 50. Christensen wants to play on quickly. Knows time isn't on his side. Oh, McGuinness couldn't take the mark. Ball spills out the back. McGuinness tries to have his opponent in a tackle. And a ball in. So approaching 23 minutes in this final term. 5-point lead to North Launceston. What a thriller on the Daily Potato live stream this afternoon. Siggins. Christensen taken high. Christensen has been taken high and will go back and have a shot on goal to try and put his team in front, Drew Cooling.
Well, he missed one moments earlier. This one a slightly easier shot. And he has to go back and drill this and put his side ahead by a point. He's lifted late as Christensen. The best players always do. And he has a chance to restore his side's lead deep into quarter number 4.
Won't be a long quarter by any means. Not many goals kicked. Can Christensen put his team in front? The AFL Premiership player, Alan Christensen. Lauderdale back in front by a point here at SkyBus Oval.
Oh, what a contest. It's a grandstand finish coming up here. And it's Lauderdale who lead by a point. They have responded. North Launceston dominating this final term, but just in the last 5 minutes, Lauderdale have started to win a little bit more of it. They've been bolder. They've gone through the corridor. And Christensen, having missed moments earlier, kicks the goal. And they lead by a point. We don't know how long is left, but we can't imagine it's too long.
Wow.
So, a crucial centre clearance coming up now. Who can win it? One down by Lee, but it'll be Lauderdale who take it away through Franklin. He swings them towards half forward. The numbers favouring North Launceston here. They'll do well to wrap it up. McGuinness coming in over the top with Siggins. And they've done well to force a stoppage. 24 and a half have ticked by.
3 goals this quarter, Andrew.
Can't be too long to go, as this one's one down, but Cox Goodyear read it to perfection, and he'll swing his side forward. A good mark taken by Ives. Now does Ives have options? He assesses them. The bodies flood forward here. Big contest deep inside 50. Mark not taken. Pearce was there. Getting a kick away was Farrelly. Mark won't be paid. That wasn't 15. Handball back under pressure. There was Ives. Now a chance for Simpson. Simpson kicks it. Pearce takes the mark.
Wow.
And Pearce with a chance to respond. Nathan Pearce will go back from 35 and has the chance to be the hero.
And all set up from the coach, Brad Cox Goodyear, at half back.
Well, same reaction, because that's all you can say, Brent. This has been an enthralling game. Can Nathan Pearce put his side ahead? Goal umpires moving a lot. We are level. We are level after 25 and a half minutes.
No room for error here for either team. 78 points apiece. Big mark, Alex Pearce. Oh, sorry, Alex Lee. Alex Lee's been outstanding this afternoon. In it comes again. Can anyone take the mark? Lauderdale, can they win it out of defence? Ball spills to ground. Free kick not paid. Ball up. How's the heart rate, Drew?
The draw is on the cards here. Any score will do. Just slam it on the boot if you're the Bombers are behind. It'll be worth its weight in gold. Big contest. Lee. Can anyone break clear? Cox Goodyear, I think, has just pushed himself up the ground, sensing the moment. He needs to be around the football. Why not? The superstar of the competition. Huge ruck contest. Smith won it down.
Siggins.
Cleared away by Siggins. Is there anybody out there? Into space. It bounces. Tap forward by Bales. Handball back. Cox Goodyear in space. Cox Goodyear lets fly from 50. It's offline, but it's a huge behind, and they lead by a point.
Got to go here, Lauderdale.
Could be a match-winning behind.
They got to go, and they do through Marlin. Kick goes inside the centre square, ends up in that man's hands again, Brad Cox Goodyear. And now here's Pearce for the match winner. Pearce wheels around and misses, but gee whiz. They've just got to go here, Lauderdale. North Launceston by 2 points. What an impressive display by this young team out of UTAS Stadium. Marlin just loads up inside the centre square. Players fly. Still time here. Taken high was Christensen. The free kick's been paid. No, he's got to go. Needs to get the footy back and does. Goes long, Christensen. What's on offer for him inside 50? McGuinness flew. North Launceston do well. Ends up with Franklin. Nat Franklin needs to move it. Does just that. He's gone to a contest with 3 North Launceston players on 1. And North Lonnie know they need to slow the ball up, so that might be the last opportunity for Lauderdale.
Just a lack of composure there, and Mitchell takes the relieving mark. Just not the right option, but they might get one more opportunity to work it back in. The spoil came from behind. The Northern Bombers will fancy the boundary line if they can find it, and they do. We've ticked by 28 minutes. There cannot be long left. The Northerners by 2 points. Lauderdale, perhaps one last opportunity to work it forwards here. The most crucial of clearances will be coming up at this ruck contest. Can Big Smith produce something for Lauderdale. He wins it down. They work it towards half forward. Will it stay in play? It won't. The win takes it, and that might be that.
You'd think so. There can't be long left in this game. Brad Cox-Goodyer in no hurry to get things moving, as you'd expect. He's been huge in this last term, the coach of North Launceston. Brad Cox-Goodyer, the star of the competition. Chance for Lauderdale to go for. That's touched. You play on whatever happens. Ball to ground. And there it is, a famous win for the North Launceston Football Club. 2 points over Lauderdale here at SkyBus Oval this afternoon. Just an incredible game of State League footy. They came down here, backs against the wall, lost their Devils players during the week. And they've won it, Drew, in an absolute nail-biter. What an incredible victory.
I know it's only round 2, but that will surely be hard to beat for Game of the Year. That was an absolute cracking contest. Both teams had their periods in the Ascensi. Both teams had their chances. It looked like Alan Christensen had snatched it late for Lauderdale, but Bradley Cox-Goodyer stood up as the champions do in the big moment. And in the clutch, he was there, and North Launceston win a thriller by 2 points. An absolute cracker. I've got to run, Brent, so I'll leave you to wrap up here.
Yeah, an incredible game of TSL footy, as we suggested. This North Launceston team, doesn't matter what happens to them over the off-season, they know how to produce and know how to win games of football. Just an incredible afternoon. It was anyone's game, as Drew said. He thought Alan Christensen might have done enough to win. But through Brad Cox-Goodyer, a famous win for the North Launceston Footy Club in round 2 of the Tasmanian State League. Hope you enjoyed the coverage here on the Daily Potato live stream. We'll be back with more TSL action for you next weekend. We'll see you then.